you're the best. Forever you'll impress, you love yourself again and again. Cause Nick believes in you. Oh, Nick, he does, it's true. Nick believes in... Nick believes in you, he believes it. Nick believes in you, he believes it. Nick believes in himself too. Nick's reflection is only truth. Admiring eyes of the one who needs no proof. In every mirror his heart beats confess. He's his own true love. Nothing more, nothing less, with the world as his stage. He takes his bow, applauding himself. He doesn't need us anyhow, no he... Oh, Nick, he's the star in his own play. In his grand play. Hearts in the audience, but he just sways. He sways away to the rhythm of his ego that's never at rest. For Nick's own admiration, he'll always confess. Self-catching his eyes, the windows gleam. Oh, that gleam. In love with himself, ain't that the theme? Nick's his own dream and his self-centered dream. At his own jokes, he lost the best. Hero in the mirror above all the rest. For Nick it's all cheers, never a jeer. In his mirror world, doubt can't pierce his sphere.
XboxEra is about to enter its 5th year. And that's all thanks to you. If you're new here, let me fill you in. XboxEra is a platform for the Xbox community with best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and of course XboxEra.com, chock full of the latest news, reviews and more, all focused on your favourite platform, Xbox. It's every Xbox fan's gateway to the best of XboxEra. Our incredible podcast listened to in over 50 countries across the planet, our own digital store for games and codes, our merch store for the coolest of Xbox threads, and of course Day One, where you can track, rate and discuss your favourite games on Xbox Game Pass. XboxEra is built for you, and it's completely funded by you. If you value having a publication truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can support us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us build the next 5 years of XboxEra. Thank you for your support. Despite the fact that the team running XboxEra haven't been to journalism school, we're still lucky enough to be supported by some incredible people. While we adore all of our patrons, we have to give a very special shout out to our executive producers who go above and beyond for this team, allowing us to achieve so much more than we could without them. Ass4ssin Entertainment, Croat56, Frankie C, Jordan White, Kevin S, Korkenstein, Mohammed Sherez, Not Jack, Top, and a special shout out to Grand Benefactor Torn Raptor. You guys are fucking awesome, and we love you. If you want to become legend like this lot, head to patreon.com/XboxEra. Hello friends, and welcome to episode 214 of the XboxEra podcast. We're here to talk about all the latest in gaming from across the industry, but overall we're focused on your favourite platform, Xbox. If you love what we do, you can support us directly by heading to patreon.com/XboxEra or by becoming a YouTube member right here. And as always, keep your eyes peeled on XboxEra.com for all the latest and greatest in Xbox news. I am Sika Mechanico, and as always, joined by the wonderful Special Nick.
What's going on?
Nick.
Yeah.
Before we get into things, and Jesse, I'll come to your intro in a moment. I have a question.
Yeah.
What is it you can't face?
Oh, that's not going to get old. We're sorry in advance.
It's impossible for that to get old. It's impossible.
Anyway, hi Jesse, how are you? You're here as well.
I'm doing great.
Here.
I've listened to some wonderful podcasts today, so I'm feeling real happy. Anyone the Discord knows I'm doing great.
You annoyed
Yeah.
the way this industry is covered?
Nope, I'm doing
Fine.
good. Yep.
You're okay. You're not triggered.
No. This is apple juice.
Okay, fair enough.
Next week is the predictions episode, isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's the day before the show.
showcase. Okay.
I think Rand and Jez did
Sure.
theirs yesterday because he'll probably be very busy. And they probably, if I had to guess, they won't have a podcast next week. Maybe that's why they did theirs.
So that'll be less than 24 hours before the show. I won't have the list by then. Sure.
If you do, I mean, I'll have the mute button if you do.
Yeah, we won't ruin it. We won't ruin it, chat. Speaking of chat, hi chat. Lovely to see everybody. As always, please hit that like button. You know, start us off strong.
I'll steal the list.
Don't steal it.
According to
just gonna
Tom
start-
Henderson, YouTube's getting real mad at people constantly
No.
after that state of play.
No, I'm gonna find a random Spanish Twitter account with 4 followers, and I'll steal their list, like I always do. That's my standard procedure at this point.
You are a thief.
You either
I am a
steal
thief.
other people's work or you reach into your spaghetti pot of potentials and just throw it at the wall and see what
Yeah.
sticks.
I can't help it. I'm Greek. That's what we do.
Where's
We
Gears
steal
Collection
stuff.
at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it, bro?
We steal. Like
God, I
we
hope it's not
steal
at the show.
sandwiches. We steal
so funny.
sandwiches.
My
Sandwich. My sandwich.
I don't know about this one.
That one.
I don't know about that one. I feel like that one's gonna get old.
That one's gonna.
My sandwich.
Oh, so you turn the volume way up. You got to keep it down. It's gonna really mess up the MP3. Yeah. We might have to change We might have to change the login, John.
Yeah. Stop him from having this power. I can see some comments on the shades. I'll be honest. I've been really poor sleep all week. Like my eyes are red and bloodshot and knackered, and staring at the screen is just going to kill me. So I'm just protecting my precious retinas. That's literally the only reason. I'm not doing this to look cool. It's it's painful. It's painful. My eyes hurt. It's been a hell of a week. There's a lot of news to talk about, so this might go on a bit, this show. But before we do that, let's dive into two topics. The first one is, do you know how brilliant our executive producers are, Nick? Are you aware of how awesome they are?
I do. You're the one that doesn't like any of our patrons.
I know. I'm just reading this off the script. I do. Those guys.
Aren't you the guy that killed one of our patrons?
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I actually kill them? Mm-hmm. Which one did I kill?
I don't know. That's what that guy Blind Rye told me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You said you killed
the
one of
plus
them
side,
and ate them because you just didn't. You had that little respect for them.
Well, yeah, I did, but then he resurrected himself as the grand benefactor, Mr. Torn Raptor. So I just want to give a special shout out to him because he's a whole echelon all on his own right now. He's got a crown.
Let's go to the crowd, see what they think about Torn Raptor.
Torn Raptor. Look at us playing with all the gadgets today.
We're going to go to the crowd and see what they think about the Special Nick's predictions next week.
Yay.
I feel like this is very gimmicky.
This is inside Microsoft. Okay. I
All right,
swear
enough
to
of
God.
that.
They'll definitely be watching next week.
Yeah, they're probably watching
The
now.
second-
A couple of them watching next week.
The second topic I want to talk about is, as always, what have we been playing this week? And I've actually been playing a lot. So
I have not.
Oh, well, I guess we'll start with Jesse. He's always playing the most. So let's start with you, Jesse. What have you been playing this week? And I know you've done a few reviews, so there's probably going to be linked to these.
Yeah, so one's playing right now on the screen. What timing? I'll move ahead so you can see gameplay. I played quite a fair bit of The Rogue, Prince of Persia. I had talked about it a little before because I got to do a preview for it. It is a little roguelike that is launched into early access. Is there an F1 race going on at your house?
I know. There's the A130 is pretty near here. It's like a big A road. And
Dox
at night
yourself.
It's fairly empty, so people just like...
You can't let people know anywhere close to where you live. They will triangulate it somehow. But
It's very easy to find out where I live, frustratingly.
that's
but there
true.
you go.
Yeah. You should have made a dummy place for the company. Anyways, The Rogue Prince of Persia, made by Evil Empire, who worked on a bunch of the DLC for Dead Cells. DLC for Dead Cells is very good. So you know what to expect. This is Prince of Persia Dead Cells. It is fully aping that style and formula, but adding a Prince of Persia-y twist where, as you can see in the footage, lots of wall running. So pretty much anytime there is a wall behind your character, you can press left trigger, run for about 8 feet, and then either slide down or jump off. You can run up like the sides of walls, and you're a ping pong in Mario Man. Feels great, super tight, very light on content. They have said, we're happy with the gameplay loop. Now we want to get your feedback to build up more content for the game, because there's just a very basic path. You can unlock a few extra paths. You'll end up seeing a lot of the same tile sets and stuff, and that's what they're going to work on before this hits 1.0, probably in a year or two, and comes to everything. But I think it's pretty cheap. It's like $15 or $20 on Steam. It's real good. If you're not into early access, wait, but just keep an ear out for it. I've given it the preliminary 7. The review in progress 7. It's a super strong base, but unlike Hades, it's nowhere near content complete or anything. So
Fair.
I still wonder why this wasn't DLC for Lost Crown.
it is as different as it gets. It's not a
Yeah,
Metroidvania in any way. It
completely
is
different.
No, I
doesn't
know.
play
No, I
the
know,
same way
but
at all.
I mean, it looks like it plays quite similar, but
It does not. It is incredibly different playing feeling wise. It's a lot faster and snappier. Like there was timing and weight to the Lost Crown that this game doesn't have. This game this clip playing now is literally the first time I played it, so it's me just getting used to it again after doing the preview. It is nothing like it does not feel like the Lost Crown. It feels like a more acrobatic Dead Cells, and Dead Cells was very acrobatic. So, very different combat system. Like, they could have done, like, a rogue... I think they were even talking about doing a roguelike mode for the Lost Crown, but, like, this game is
Lost Crown's
built
getting
for it
story
entirely.
DLC.
Ooh, I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to give it
good
a...
news.
Yeah. Can't wait to give it a 10. I have no idea if it's going to be good or not. I just like pissing Nick off.
But see, there's certain games where I'll accept a 10 even if I
Yeah,
wouldn't
you were
give it
2
a
minutes
10.
into friggin' Alan Wake, and you were like, yep.
Like Alan Wake 2.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Alan Wake 2, I was like, I'll accept and allow a 10. Even if I wouldn't give it a 10, I'll accept and allow.
And then the other main thing I played that I'm in the mood to talk about would be Humanity, which is from the Tetris Effect
I've
Connected.
been playing this all afternoon.
Yeah, you like
It's
it, right?
really good.
It's
It's really good. Yeah.
So it is. You are
Yeah.
a Shiba Inu. Well, you're like a ghost spirit Shiba Inu, and you wake up, you're like, what the hell's going on? And all of a sudden, you're in this weird void, and there's a ton of people around, but they're all like lemmings. They don't do anything unless you bark a command for them. Otherwise, they walk in a straight line and die. And when they die, they immediately resurrect and come back through this. So it is a puzzle game with, like, in their style, the sound effects and the music all really go together, and it just sounds good. It looks good. It feels good enough moving the Shiba Inu around. So you are going to everything's on a grid. You're barking a command, and then they do what's on that grid. You start off with just turns. Turn here. And then they'll turn and they'll go in. It's real basic. Eventually, it's unbelievably not really basic, and you've got jump high, jump normal, float, and a whole bunch of other things I don't want to spoil. And you not only have to get the humans from the doorway to the endpoint, but there's also these goldies that are floating in the air, and you've got to have them interact, go through. There's lots of timing on it. But it's not too hard because they will always just show you how to do it if you want.
Yeah, there's a whole video solution. Like, you can literally be like, I don't know how to do this one. Show me, and it will show you like how to do it, which is a bit of a get out, Anyway.
But it's been out for a while, so I mean, at the same point, it's like now you just don't have to go to YouTube to get that. And there's a ton of community content if you want stuff that's just really balls hard, and because it's a very easy like grid system to make stuff, and then obviously you have to beat it to be able to upload it. And yeah, really, really fun puzzle game on Game Pass for everything, unlike any Activision Blizzard game, which can never come to cloud, it would seem.
Yeah.
Those are my two main things.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. Nick, what have you been playing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just Fortnite and Rocket League this week.
Oh. Okay. Well,
I have gone back to Planet of Lana because I'm trying to just finally finish that.
fair.
I'm just trying to do it with a guide so I can just get through it, get all the achievements. And how many levels does that game have? I'm up to level
43.
10. No, seriously, how many levels
I
does
have no
it
idea.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you levels, I'm afraid.
I'll
Brian.
hit
Like,
Google.
I don't
Okay,
look
I'm
at
up
that
to-
game that way.
I'm up to
Chapters,
10.
Yeah, it's got maybe to 10. Like, have you done the big chase?
No.
13. You're almost
Okay.
done.
You've got a while to go then. If you,
Oh,
when you get to
He
the
only
big
has
chase,
3 chapters left. There's only 13.
I've got all the shrines. I've found all the shrines. So I've got all them out of the way. So now I'm just completing the game. God, that game's fucking gorgeous, though.
Like Planet of Lana, yeah, it's
Yep.
beautiful
Oh
art
my
direction.
god! Like, it's just how Microsoft hasn't collaborated with some indie devs to make themes for the dashboard, like Planet of Lana, Ben Fox.
Well, you don't like that F124 one? That is one of the laziest
Have you seen
things.
some of the new ones that have come in though? There are some new
Oh
ones.
yeah, the Pride Month one, which boy, that was a tweet thread to avoid.
Yeah, it's a great way to identify your ban list.
Yeah.
Posting anything about
Rogue
Pride.
something. The one I've got at the moment where a spaceship flies through like a purpley red background.
Yeah, they've been adding a lot, but they added 2 for F124. One is like an actual guy celebrating and there's confetti moving. The other is just the game's key art that doesn't move. I'm like, that's not a dynamic background. Come on.
Yeah.
But they've been adding a lot, especially EA. EA adds it for like almost everything they put out now.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
I've been playing Chants of Sennaar. I'm trying to get a review done before I leave for Los Angeles next week. Really great puzzle game. Again, this is all about language and symbols, and you have to you're climbing up a tower, and each level of the tower has a different language, but they also kind of refer to the other language, and you can kind of connect symbols, but you have to figure it out as you go. So like a character will talk to you and you'll guess at what the symbols mean in terms of words based on what you're doing at the time, and then you'll put together the whole language. And it's enormously satisfying to be like, aha, this means open the door, and you'll go through and you'll understand like what the words are. That's pretty cool. Been playing a little bit of Hypercharge Unboxed, which I've got it for my kid because it's you're playing as a little toy in the whole garden and the toy store and stuff. It's fine. It looks pretty good.
Very pretty.
And I quite enjoy the. Yeah, I quite enjoy the. I took a screenshot. There's a in the tutorial, and I'm not saying that this is what the developers did, but this screen, the names of some of their like parody companies like Lego and stuff like that. I've got to find it now. Hang on, because Lego was called Buildo.
Yeah.
But spelt not BUILD.
ILDO.
It was BIL.
Like dildo.
Yeah, like dildo. And then you had next to it. I've got to find this image now because my missus was watching me play. And she was like, "I have a question." I was like, "What?" Because I hadn't really noticed. And she was like, "Is it me, or are these a little bit like cheeky?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And yeah, here we go. I've got the screenshot. I'm going to give this to Jesse, and maybe he can pull it up. And you guys tell me if I am out here on a limb on an island, or if rather my missus is out there and she's just got a filthy mind. Buildo, and then next to Buildo, there is Mega Squirt. Right? And then I was just like, oh, Buildo Mega Squirt. And then she was like, that OP, if that O kind of looks like a different letter. And I was just like, babe, I think you're jumping off the deep end here. But it did make me laugh. Buildo on its own was quite.
Yeah.
Quite
and then
funny.
the next one's Slobkins.
Yeah, maybe they're into that. I don't know, but it's a neat little guy. I can't wait to see.
Use your
my son's
Buildo
reaction
until
to it.
you Mega Squirt, and then have a DP with where you'll be Slobkins.
OP. That's OP, yeah? Please nerf. Yeah, OP, please nerf.
Yeah, okay. OP, please nerf. That's quite funny.
It's a squared O, so it could definitely be misconstrued if it just had a little different top right corner.
It just made her giggle. I was just like, I think you've just got a filthy mind. But yeah, so Hypercharge is out. I think they're quite pleased with most of the feedback.
They got a 10.
There you go. They get a 10.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Did.
But yeah, that's about it. Like Humanity, I've been enjoying a lot. I've dived into that today because I watched your review and I was like, okay, this is a game for me, and it is very much my kind of thing. I was like, ooh, and then the frustration when all you
just redeemed the code for it.
Well, when you watch the little guys like fall off, and you're just like, okay, I'll worry about you later, and you kind of plan out exactly what turns to take, and then unleash it, and then oh no, I've got to press that button, and oh no, they've missed the gold guy I want to collect. It gets,
but then you get
big brain stuff.
Pretty quickly, you get the ability to not lose your moves. So if you mess up one thing, you can retry, but all the barks are still there instead of disappearing, which makes it a lot better.
Okay, but yeah. Anyway.
Good quality of life for being a brain-bending puzzle game. And a lot of content.
Indeed, yeah. The customization of like actually building a toy was pretty neat. I was like, this is smart. But cool. That's about it for what we've been playing. So I guess it's.
I did play more, but I talked enough.
Fair.
I just want to say
you
Red
are
Dead
chatting
Redemption 2
Cathy.
on PC. Still a 10.
Ooh.
It's so good on PC. Not on console. I tried it again on console. That input latency kills me. But on PC, it feels legitimately perfect to aim. Like, yeah. We need a news theme. Just still giant bombs.
The
Hey.
news.
You know how before the show we were talking about how old we all feel? Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
You know how I avoid aging?
Lamb's blood.
I drink Control.
Oh, that
That's
too.
how I avoid aging.
That's smart.
Yeah. Control actually reverses the aging process. That's why I drink it so much.
Joking.
So, if you want to look as youthful as I do at the age of 56, which is how old I am, I turned 56 this month, then go to www.drinkcontrol.com/XboxEra and use our code XboxEra for 10% off. This youth serum is what they should call it. Control. Yeah, man. This stuff. I mean, look at the results.
Yeah, I mean,
How do
can't
you
be
beat
denied. I will
How do you
say,
beat that?
I've seen you very, very early in the morning in a non-podcast environment without using, like the phone.
Control.
Without any,
without using-
perhaps without your control. And
Yeah.
I think in the harsh reality of daylight, maybe it's a different kettle of fish. We'll find out.
I don't think so, mate. You'll find out at Gamescom. You're going to get to Gamescom and go, holy fuck, he's better looking in real life. Holy
mate,
shit, how's that possible?
The funniest one was meeting Gaz at Gamescom. He looks like he's like 18 or some shit. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you're like a child. Bless him. Oh, dear.
The claims
Anyway,
of Special Nick do not match reality.
yes, it is not actually a youth serum. Kaya Sante in the chat. Love a bit of Kaya.
We did have
See
a super
Gary
chat.
Barwick in there as well. It's nice to see Gary Barwick back. As always, our wonderful moderator, Britt, is watching you carefully. It's lovely to see so many green names in there as well. We do have a super chat before we dive into the news. If you want to jump on that bad boy.
Joaquin Branch, who I verbally harassed for not having been in our chat for a while.
Fair.
Nick, I'm here, baby. Now, how about telling me a future Fortnite collab you haven't said yet? I'm surprised no one reported on your Planet of the Apes tweet. Some people noticed that.
When the hit percentage is so low, most people just start ignoring. What?
But yes, there may be a little something later.
A little something. Oh,
You need to run it by John, or else you get muted.
Yeah, what is this? What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's saying I was asking about a Fortnite collab, but I'm saying there may be a little something later.
All right. Fortnite collabs are one of the only things we allow anymore.
Before you get everyone into trouble. Cool. But nice to see you. Joaquin. I love that name.
Branch.
Joaquin. It's a good name. It's a good name.
Before I knew how to pronounce it, I used to say
Joaquin. Yeah.
I used to say Joaquin. And then someone's like, no, that's Joaquin. I'm like, really?
What?
It's sort of like Sean. But that says scene.
Scene.
That says scene. That doesn't say Sean. It's like Siobhan. No, that says Sayoban. It doesn't say Siobhan. What are you talking about?
Irish names. I used to work with a couple of people. One of my clients.
Rasheen. Rasheen.
No. I don't know if you've never seen this one. Aoife. Pronounce it.
Aoife.
Oife.
What is it?
It's Aoife.
Eefy. I say Eefy to make them happy. They love it when you
I
say it
didn't
wrong.
know all these years Rasheen was Roisin. I'm like, oh my God, that's Rasheen.
The
Once
more
you're
we
when you're
know-
going into Gaelic, it's not like English or anything. Current English, even Old English, weird as shit.
Can't you
This
just be
is
like
weird.
Why can't you just be like Greek? Nick, Con, George.
The anglicized Greek,
Chris.
not actual Greek. Like actual Greek
Spiro.
is 75 times longer.
Spiro. No, the first names are short and the surnames are fucking long as hell. But yes.
This is a weird one. I'm going to bring this up, and again, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. You tell me. It just popped into my head because Jesse said the word Gaelic.
Yeah, Gaelic
Hideo Kojima's tweet today. Did anyone see
It's
this?
not
I
today.
read this. I was
It's
like,
old. It's getting retweeted today. It's like a decade old.
oh, okay. What is this tweet?
The rainbow shirt.
Like, I didn't realize it was old.
Yeah, it's old. So he pretty much had a rainbow on his shirt, and he was like, "Don't worry. Despite what this rainbow is here, I am not a gay."
Just
Yeah, it's like from 2012
I
to
am not
2013.
one of the
I'm
gays.
not a gay.
No, just a gay is the way
I'm
he
not
said
a
it.
gay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, it really cracked me up when I read it. I was like, what? I
Those-
don't believe I missed that for the
those
first
cheeky
one.
Japanese.
It comes around most Pride months.
Oh, man. I
Those
am not
cheeky
a gay.
Japanese. Anyway.
Anywho, the news. Let's start with the biggest thing that happened this week, which is Microsoft just came out with a nice little blog post and confirmed it. They are putting Call of Duty Black Ops 6 onto Game Pass.
God, that's the weirdest thing they could ever do.
I mean,
Why
it's
would they
almost
do
like they've
that?
said they were going to do that all the time.
It's almost like they said they were doing that under oath in court multiple times in July.
I don't understand why everyone was so puzzled over this. I'm like,
There was a
I'm just
podcast I was listening today that was like, is this a desperation move? And it's like, you guys cover gaming for a living. We've known it was coming. I've constantly talked about how, like, they have said repeatedly, they have only ever said yes when asked if it was coming to Game Pass. Under oath. Like, yes.
but
Every time
forget
before.
the court case.
Like,
Forget the court case.
a couple months
Back
ago.
in 2017, or whenever it was that they put first-party games in Game Pass, they said, hey, going forward, all first-party games are going to launch day one on Game Pass. Then they bought Bethesda, started putting all their games in Game Pass. Then they bought ABK.
Nick, stop
Guess
making
what
sense.
the next step is?
Stop
They've never
making
missed
Everyone
one. It
is
would
so
be weird
puzzled.
for it to not be in it, but for some reason
That
people
would
are
have been the
yeah.
story. If it wasn't going into Game Pass, that would have been the story. Because, hold on a second, you're putting all your first-party games in Game Pass. Why wouldn't Call of Duty be there? The story's not that they're doing what they would say they did. But that's what happens when a media driven by certain behaviours can't deal with certain things. Like, because they had all... The problem is they had all whipped themselves into a tizzy and convinced themselves that Microsoft was going to lose so much money doing this that they'd never do it. They wouldn't follow through
Well,
with
a
this.
lot of the
That's
conversations
the
I've
headcanon.
heard, most of the conversations are, this is going to eat up most of the sales of Call of Duty. And I'm like, on the Friends Per Second podcast, I don't know if it went live today or yesterday, but Skill Up was trying to say, and he was totally guessing, but it is funny to see how they think. He thought that Call of Duty's roughly 60% player base on PlayStation, 20% on PC, 20% on Xbox. When we do know from the court case and I think just a filing for shareholders from ABK that it's actually like 50-ish% mobile, 26% PC, 16% PlayStation, 8% Xbox. So the reality is, unless you're going to convert a ton of Battle.net users to using the Microsoft Store and signing up for Game Pass for $10, it's 8% of the total Call of Duty player audience that you're really looking at potentially getting some not buying it from. Like, it's nowhere near the percentage of people keep thinking it's going to be that are just going to... And also, most people who play Call of Duty and buy it every year and buy the good editions and spend a lot of money in microtransactions are doing that entirely for multiplayer, which means they're already spending at least $10 a month on Xbox for Game Pass Core. So it's not this weird, like you're just losing all 70. It's like those people already are on the 10. So if they go up to the 17 to get the game as well, like, And Jez said yesterday on the Xbox 2 that he's been told the average retention for new Game Pass signups is 18 months. So on average, when someone signs up for Game Pass, they stay on Game Pass for about a year and a half. It's not the I'm doing it for a month and then I quit stuff. Because Rand was saying like he knew a couple of people that signed up for Hellblade, beat it in a day, and then quit and got a refund. And that was Jez replying like that's not the norm. Most people don't do that.
There'd be people that would do that,
Yeah,
but I
but
don't think everyone.
It's a very small
does that.
amount. No.
Like, why do you think companies ask you for a credit card for the free trial? Because they know that that's not what you do. They know that most people set and forget.
Yep.
And get charged even when they don't. That's the reason these companies make you use a credit card despite the free trial.
They say, hey, this is going to auto-renew, and it's on you, people, to remember
Correct.
to cancel.
So
Oh, you forgot? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. Especially if you just get lost playing all these games. You're
Which
definitely
is what
gonna
they
forget to
hope will
cancel.
happen.
That's right. But, narratives.
It does make me laugh. It does crack me up.
But it is going to be very, very interesting to see because Game Pass subs have been somewhat stagnant thanks to the fact that the console base isn't growing much. So it's going to be interesting to see what effect Call of Duty has. Is Call of Duty just going to be all the existing people just downloading the game, which will still allow them to trumpet big numbers?
Yep.
Or will it legitimately gain new subscribers?
That's
You'd
what
like
I'm
to
curious
assume.
about.
You'd like
I'm
to
sure
assume.
Microsoft would like to assume that that's going to happen as well, right?
Yeah. And for the people that like to make fun of the way I say assume, how do you pronounce the word MISSIN? ION.
Mission.
There you go.
Unless you're a wanker, because there are
don't
people
say
in Britain that
mission. You don't say
there are people.
mission.
There are people in
Say
Britain that say
mission.
tissue. Could you pass me a tissue?
Keep
I've
asking me. There you
sneezed.
go. So assume, the way I say assume is perfectly fine.
I'm not criticising the way you say assume.
The way you say anything ends up being fine based on however it becomes popularized. That's all. That's all
Also-
language.
I would say to you that the one travesty that you do commit is Sega. That's it, but that's fine.
Considering the company themselves pronounce it that way in my country,
Not at the beginning of
I
their
think-
games. I don't remember going Sega.
I'm well within my rights.
Okay. All right,
How do
I'll
you
let
say
this
the
one.
Latin verb assumere? Do you say assumere? Because that's the
Please
root
don't. Did
word
you just
for
look up the
assume.
Latin verb for
Yeah,
us?
I wanted to know the root
I don't
word.
speak Latin.
Well, that is
I don't speak Latin.
root word. ASSUMERE. Assumere.
Okay.
That's
Like I said.
the
Say
Assumere.
mission?
Oi.
You say mission? You don't say
I say mission. I do. I'm French. I say mission.
I say mission
What
all
is
the
the
time.
mission?
Do you accept this mission?
Do you like my baguette?
I'm glad to see we're in a very, very silly mood.
Yeah, I'm super happy today.
across the board. Everyone's like really, really thrilled about everything.
Oh,
It's
hey.
great.
Hey, look, here's the somebody posted the chart. I think it was Derek from Tweaktown might have made this from the paperwork. Boop, 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 boop. He likes making charts.
What?
And bam, there's the Call of Duty chart. So it was 51% mobile, 25% PC, 16% PlayStation, 8% Xbox. In case anyone was wondering.
Wow.
Source FTC versus Microsoft evidentiary hearing day 4.
I'm shocked at that Xbox number. That's very low.
It's such a shame for them as well, because considering what Call of Duty was on the Xbox 360 back in the day, that must hurt. But that's also why Activision could turn around to Sony and be like, yeah, we want the cut to change from
To
30%
88
to 88.
to 12. Yeah,
To a 12,
We
yeah.
weren't supposed to know when he said 80. When he stumbled over himself during the FTC case and was about to say 88 for the amount ABK kept.
So isn't that a case for why Microsoft can afford to put it on Game Pass? 'Cause
Yes.
they're not losing much anyway.
No, like the PC number, we'll see. But Battle.net is Steam-like in that it is one of the only launchers PC users are perfectly happy to use. Because I know people look at the Steam numbers for like Diablo and Call of Duty, and they're really low. But then they're like, we had a bajillion people who played this game yesterday. And it's like, because they're all on Battle.net. Battle.net's been around as long, if not longer, and their games have pretty much only ever been on there for the most part. So people are just used to always having Battle.net.
I will say, I can't remember who it was, so forgive me if this person is listening or in the chat. But someone did make a really interesting point about, like, we theorize and we have opinions and we have, opinions that we think are facts, like me. And we talk about why we think certain consoles did well and this, that, the other. And then someone's like, the Call of Duty marketing has a lot to do with it. And I sat there and I thought all the way back to when Call of Duty 2 first came out, or when the Call of Duty marketing became a thing. And yeah, it feels like the consoles that do well seem to be aligned to the console that has COD marketing.
And FIFA.
The first year or so of the Xbox One actually sold super well. Despite the disastrous launch. Then Sony got the marketing after that. And all of a sudden, the PS4 just went.
And so I've been wondering, with the
marketing ever since,
with the rumor of FIFA marketing or FIFA's license going to Take-Two, would Microsoft try and get that marketing
to have that branding?
Yeah, because they want
FIFA
Football Club, the game everyone knows and puts a lot of money into, but never seems to love, versus a 2K game, which is probably going to play fine. Hopefully, more NBA, less topspin. But then have just as bad microtransactions. I saw another 9 out of 10 for Topspin. What is wrong with us, Nick? Why do we not like it? Everyone seems to really love that game.
It. I'm the one that was been going on about wanting a tennis game for years.
Yeah. Like, I was really surprised. You were like, eh.
It doesn't feel good.
Topspin, mind you. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like the whole structure behind how you actually play it. But anyway.
It's way too content light, but I mean, in a year it might be fine. You never know.
Oh, the content doesn't bother me because I only ever just play the arcade exhibition modes anyway.
The players, I mean. The roster.
Yeah, I know.
That was a rough part. I digress.
There's these random indie tennis games that have every player for some reason. And
was it Tennis Elbow, the one you took from ID at Xbox that had everyone?
I can't remember, but there's all these tennis games that have Djokovic and Nadal.
Like Tennis Manager's got them all. Yeah.
Topspin has none of them. It's so weird. But yes, Call of Duty on Game Pass, apparently the biggest shock in the history of video games for some fucking stupid reason. I'll give it a download because I love the original Black Ops, and it looks like this Black Ops is returning back to what the first Black Ops was.
Tom Henderson reported that it is essentially a sequel to 2. It's ignoring 3, 4, and 5. It's a sequel to Black Ops 2.
I didn't play 2.
Yeah. Just watch a story. You don't care about the story. What am I saying? It's going for that vein.
Because I played 1 and loved it. It's one of my favorite Call of Duties, Black Ops 1. As a package, a video game product, it is the best Call of Duty. It's got a great campaign, great multiplayer. That little arcade game, the twin stick shooter, zombies. It's just an unbelievable package, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Fair.
This is the best one to have gotten for the first time on Game Pass, I think. It would have been bad if it was Modern Warfare 3. That would have had a 40 on OpenCritic if it was that one.
Now it's going to have about a 60.
I am so curious to see how it reviews.
Like if it's going to
legitimately
Modern Warfare 3 was
infinitely better than last year's.
It'll be in the 60s, this one. You know, people will find all these weird nitpicks that they never gave a shit about prior to this year.
It's not even that. It's just that there will be more 3s and 4s and 5s than there would have been otherwise. I
can't wait to read words like, man, I've always loved Black Ops, but this one's let me down.
Yeah. Last year's game is 58.
My favorite Call of Duty series, but man, this one's the worst in the series. It's even worse than Black Ops 4, which didn't have a campaign. I can't wait to read shit like that.
I don't want to read shit like that. It irritates
Hellblade
me.
1 was my favorite game of that generation.
It's funny. The highest
Hellblade
review score,
2, though.
the highest scores, and here I'll show them, for OpenCritic for Modern Warfare 3 last year was 8. Nothing was above that. So
Wow.
that'll be a hard one to beat, Nick, because like you've got these 8s and then you've got some 7s and you just got a motherfucking shitload of 3s and 4s. Like so many 3s and 4s.
But I guess the advantage that COD has is that it's immune to reviews.
Yeah, it's more popular than
It's
ever.
just completely immune. Like
Completely
IGN
immune.
could give it a 2,
They were in the
and everyone will
6s.
be like, "Oh yeah, fuck."
IGN's always
The
Go
thing-
buy
this-
it.
The thing that really bugs me is giving games what I would consider to be scores that I would reserve for games that are fundamentally broken, you know, and instead it is based on I don't like this. You know,
So
like I
much-
can not like something but go, this is super competent in every regard across the board. 7.
Sorry, nothing's gonna top Hellblade 2.
It's the thing.
Nothing is going to top all those reviews
Yeah.
that talked about how amazing Hellblade 1 was and what a letdown Hellblade 2 was when they're the same fucking game. They are the exact same game.
I have to admit, I have been really enjoying Thomas Sala, who developed obviously the Falconeer and Bulwark. His reaction is he gets it. He's like, this is an experience. And here's from a game design perspective why this is fascinating, because they've gone the other side of game design. Not how do I get the UI and this and that. How do I remove all of that completely and still make it an interactive experience? And it's like, this is smart. He seems like it's a seminal moment is how he called it. And I'm like, this guy gets it.
It's an 88.
Because
It's
Thomas doesn't give a fuck about
No.
console wars, and he's not swayed. Like, he doesn't care about any of that
And
bullshit.
it's 88% positive on Steam, which I think is normally a decent metric to see how people who actually play it feel about it. Like, I don't know. It's been a disappointing time seeing the discourse around that one.
I called it.
Yeah.
I called it a long time ago.
And we've called it for every single one.
Going to happen.
That was the shitty thing about the Xbox tax discourse being co-opted by idiots and grifters. It is a thing, but it's not in the way. It's not like, oh, we just hate this company.
Wait. This is something that I feel like could be clipped to explain to. I was like reading other forums and our forum, people talking about and arguing with reviewers and stuff like that about the media bias, and it's not like a tax on every Xbox game and a grand conspiracy. What is the Xbox tax, Jesse? Because I love the way you explain it. What is the Xbox tax for the people wandering out there? What is it? What does it mean?
More, as Nick has said before, more often it's that Xbox games get properly critiqued, which is a good thing. But that other games from certain other publishers are more feelings and emotions based in their coverage. And then the tax part is that it's not that they get less good scores, because you'll go to Starfield and see there's like friggin' 30 plus 10s, and you go to Hellblade 2 and you'll see there's over 30 plus 9s. Like, they get a lot of really good positive reviews from people who just enjoyed it. The tax part for me, from what I've seen as someone who hates review scores and hates having to be on Metacritic and OpenCritic, is that they get more overly negative low scores. Not in, I didn't like this game, but I think it's well made overall, 6. And I didn't like this game, and I'm going to act like it's a broken piece of shit, 4 or 5. They get more low scores, because you'll go and you look at a Helldivers 2, which has like an 82. And outside of an obvious troll review from James Stephanie Sterling, doesn't have 4s and 5s. It's got like the 1-4 from her. And I'm not counting 2s of 5s, because a 2 out of 5 is not a 4.
And Helldivers 2 had actual issues at launch.
And it
had
still has an
genuine
issue
issues at
where,
launch.
like with every PlayStation game, you can't buy it in 180 plus regions now, because they all require
But that
PSN.
shouldn't affect the review, though.
If you live in one of those regions. But yeah, no.
They can't review it then.
Yeah.
If they're in one of those regions because they can't get the game.
But yeah, the issue is more the extreme lows. That's the problem that a lot of those things run into. And it's not just Xbox. It can be multiple publishers that don't get that seeming...
Or that piss people off in some way.
Yeah,
Publishers
Bethesda
that piss
got it
people off in some
before
way.
they were owned, because Bethesda just told people to go pound sand. Still did with Starfield.
Like the Wizard game. Like the Wizard game pissed a lot of people
got it
off.
won.
And
It's a competently made game. I despise the person who made the IP. I get it.
who
But the
will
game's
profit
not a
from
one.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand saying I don't feel good about buying this, all that stuff. I get it. But if you're reviewing the product,
Yeah.
you just lose credibility if you try and claim it's a 1, because it's not. I've given 1, and it was literally a completely broken, terrible piece of shit. Like, it was bad in every facet and did
I
not
did
work
something
at all.
similar. I think I gave a 4 or a 3, and like the game half the time wasn't responding to my button presses.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not actually working properly, this game. So I didn't know what else to do other than give it like a 3 or a 4. I'm like, it's not actually working.
As a complete amateur who's just learning this all on the fly, all of us are here.
Yeah.
When I look at a review, I try to review the product. Like, I always make the funny comparison for Crusader Kings. Not my genre at all. Seeing a game where you can marry off your 5-year-old daughter to your 80-year-old cousin if you want to, because it makes sense for political allegiance. Real weird. Some people could say, I'm going to give it a 2 for having that historically accurate shit in it. But, like, you have to review the game and the product and what it is and what it was going for. And when it's very obvious that your review for Hellblade 2 is really focused on it not being God of War, it's not a review worth paying attention to, because you're not actually informing people on what this game is, which is what a good review should be. It's always going to be subjective. Every score, no matter how complicated a thing you see on the internet trying to break down how to score a game, those scores are all still subjective. There's no scientific objective metric for enjoying entertainment and art. It's always subjective. But you have to give enough objective fact so that people can take your opinion, understand what you said, but know what the game is first and foremost. And that's not what you get out of most of these. Rant off.
I agree. This should. I saw someone in the chat say this should be a short. Maybe Jesse, just for fun.
That was too long.
Just for funsies, you should make a whole video with a little thumbnail saying, "What is the Xbox tax?" And just
I would
there
have
you
to
go.
cut out every little bit of silence and desperately try and get under a minute. That was way too long. I'm going to get
maybe
another
not a
drink.
short, then, but maybe a video.
In the end, as we said earlier, Call of Duty's immune to reviews anyway, but it's going to be fun to read so many takes that are like, oh, I've always loved the Black Ops series. 1, 2, 3, even 4.
but
man,
now,
to watch this game let me down so much. I just can't believe it. The story is rote, and it's just oh god, I just can't wait to read some of those takes. I give this game a 4.
now,
because
what are
it's
you going to do if the perhaps the usual suspects are like, this is really fucking great? Are you going to be surprised? Are you going
course
to
I will.
take back what you've said?
Of course, I'll be surprised. Why wouldn't I be surprised?
Nick has done
This is
takes,
what I'm
but he
saying right
doesn't
now.
refuse reality.
That is true. That is true.
There was another thing I saw
Yeah.
about the Xbox tax that I agree with. That was, and I hate the it shouldn't even be Xbox tax. The issue with reviews around Xbox games, because that whole nomenclature is destroyed by fucking idiots. One of the main issues is that Xbox has become the punching bag, and I forget who said it, but they are the punching bag for all of the industry's woes, because Microsoft is a terrible company, and so it's very easy to look at one of their subsidiaries and say, I hate Microsoft, which you probably should, because they suck. OpenAI sucks. They're all bad.
Yeah.
They're great people there, but as a world-dominating company, they're not good. They can't be. You're not allowed to be. But they are the punching bag for whenever something is going on bad in the industry, and all the firings and all the studio closings, where outside of the only ones you can understand are Embracers, but even then, it happened because of horrible management. But the management guy is still there. He still owns everything, Lars Wingerfurt. But when Microsoft did it, exponentially worse in everyone's eyes, because Microsoft could pay everyone that works there for another 100 years with just what they've got in the bank without even breaking a sweat. They have so much goddamn money, and they make so much money every quarter. And people are always like, they're dying, or everything's dying, or they're going to go bankrupt. It's like, no, they're making more money than ever, which makes this even worse for everyone. Like, everyone who's closing shit doesn't have to. They're just doing it because it's about quarterly.
Shareholders.
It's about
all
year-over-year
about the
quarterly
shareholders.
numbers. Yeah, that's what sucks. And that's why it's worth telling these people to go fuck themselves at the executive level of this shit. But when you take that off and you start going at the devs that you pretend you care about, only when they're your friends who give you scoops or let you play shit early or hopefully give you a job someday, just like half the friggin' industry that covers games, that's when shit changes.
I love this. This is like Punish Jesse. He's going off.
And we've talked about it a lot. It's an industry that's a mix of people that really want jobs in the industry. Like, it makes sense. Like, a lot of people who review movies secretly want to make movies. Like, there's a guy I watch, Chris Stuckman. He was a good movie reviewer. Now he barely reviews them or doesn't say anything negative because he is making a movie and he doesn't want to. He realizes, oh, this is kind of hurtful when you start talking about something like an expert when you don't know anything about it. But it's like, when you're going at it from that angle, there are just times where you lose your credibility about a subject and shit, and it's extremely frustrating because that always seems to get lost in the wayside from the people who are the ones doing it.
That's why in the 1 or 2 reviews I do a year, I try and word my review. Even if I don't love a game, I'll try and word my review in a very constructive, hey, I can tell what they were going for. Didn't quite stick the landing kind of vibe with a game I don't love. I can get a little gushy with games I do love, like Streets of Rage 4, and
that's
give
fine.
it a 10.
It's fine when your words are how you feel. And I do see Garcia in chat saying, I find it difficult to hate on corporations when almost all of our daily convenience comes from corporations. And like, that's why they're the necessary evil. The way modern society works is because of this getting worse, but still necessary corporate setup. Like, we have food all the time. I can go and get bananas in a store. I don't have to friggin' plan a trip for 8 months to walk across America and start working my way down to Central America so I can get some bananas. Like, all that stuff happens because of modern conveniences. But at the same point, if things were a little better, they wouldn't have to fire anyone that they don't want to fire right now. Like, it's not performance related. It's just yearly, quarterly earnings targets related. And that's the shitty thing.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Here.
But anyway,
and
Call of
yes,
Duty Black
99
Ops 6
Rookin.
on Game Pass.
Sony is notorious for going after media and stores and everything if they're not positive. Allegedly, supposedly.
Sony bullies.
Yeah, they bully.
Sony bullies. They bully. Don't worry about that. I mean,
I'm sure Microsoft wishes they could, but they can't anymore.
yeah, I don't know if Sony still bullies to this day, but it was
Ask Survivor.
not too recently, fairly recently, they were still bullying reviewers and stuff like that and making phone calls and yeah.
They still have their talking points on shit that you have to go over. It seems. I don't know. They never talk to us. Hey, super chat.
Funny how they don't. No one talks about that. Jordan Ando. I review in exactly that way. Review the game for what it is and let people know your experience while giving them context to make their own decision. Love the show. Honest, funny, then there is Nick. What does that mean?
I think that's some shade, mate. This,
What's
you
that
know, you might want to
supposed
borrow.
I hadn't read that. That got me. Oh, shit.
Wait, you read that and then tweaked.
What
Like,
is it,
wait,
you
what?
can't face?
See, that works. Don't play the sandwich one. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, mate. That's funny as heck. Oh, dear.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah, that was funny as fuck. And then there's Nick. There is another super chat.
Oh, there's a membership
Oh, there's
renewal.
a member comment.
Oh, there's a
Yes.
member one.
I can't show those, so apologies.
Executive producer, Ass4ssin Entertainment. The Xbox taxes a certain media outlet cutting out the play it day one with Game Pass and Xbox outro of the Black Ops 6 trailer. Unbelievable. Is that true? Do they really
What?
do that?
Really? I didn't even know
didn't
that
know
was a thing.
There it is.
I didn't know that. I don't have a hell of a lot of interest in Call of Duty. I will play this year's because it's on Game Pass, but
I guess it would come down to what version did Activision Blizzard give them ahead of time, or are they just pulling it off the page? I started pulling trailers off the page. A couple of them got some views, but I'm not going to do that anymore.
because I genuinely enjoyed the campaign for Black Ops 1. So if Black Ops 6 is anything like Black Ops 1's campaign, I'll like it. Be good.
I need to ask Activision PR to put us on their actual press release list. They send us codes, but we never seem to get...
I've got a direct contact at Activision.
Oh, and I've got people. I've got the triple point that give us all the codes, but
Yeah. I've got someone on the actual Activision.
yeah, tell them to start sending them to me and you.
Yeah.
Next.
Next. Look, before we get into next, just a quick note. All this conversation about media and we saw last week, we talked about it. It blows my mind, right? I won't say too much, but I wish I had more appointments than I actually do for LA. I do. I'm seeing some cool stuff. Mm-hmm. Right, that's all I can say. And I will bring this community the best coverage that I can muster, right, where possible. But I wish I was seeing more. And it frustrates me a little bit, I'm just being honest, that the other billion sites and journalists that are going out there, if you actually really boil it down, they're all owned by 3 companies. It's just
I gotta be honest, there's 6.
Yeah. So all I would say, if you're watching this and you enjoy the XboxEra community, support independent publications like ours, if you can. Because I think even more so nowadays, it is so important, because I feel like the whole industry, we've talked about consolidation over the last 2-3 years. The whole industry is just becoming homogenized, and we're out there on this little island on our own. We fight tooth and nail for everything that we can do, but we do it because of you guys.
Come on, I know.
We don't want to be bought.
I have zero interest in.
I don't want to work anymore.
I don't want to sell the business. I actually would quite happily get it to a level where it's sustainable and everybody that is involved with XboxEra Ltd can live comfortably, and that's all I'd want to do. And I'd happily just serve the community that we've built for the rest of until my funds wear out.
Me too.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm totally down with that, John.
Yeah, I'd love to keep working.
Give me the money.
Jones with the super chat. Take that back, Jordan. We're all here because of Nick. Yeah, that's right, Jones. I can't see the rest of that super chat. I'm ignoring it. Okay.
I can help you out there. I've just scrolled up. It says at John at Jesse. Let's pretend it is true.
It is true.
What is it you can't face?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, if you want to support XboxEra, please do so. www.patreon.com/XboxEra. If you buy a Starbucks every day, sacrifice one.
Sacrifice
to us.
Got another super chat.
If 1,000 of you did that, it would make an overnight, completely insane difference to how we can run things. That's crazy, right? Just something to think about. Anyways,
executive producer Ass4ssin Entertainment with a super chat. Jones. What some people don't realize is there is a super secret cult in XboxEra who praise Nick, the Simpshals. No idea who the leader is, mate. I've said it before. This all exists because of me. All of it.
I'd say some of it exists also because anyway. Let's not argue about that. We're all friends here. We're all friends.
Not
here.
according to chat.
Not according to chat. Anyway, next up in interesting news, interesting week. Doom. A new Doom. A different Doom. An old Doom. Doom the Dark Ages was leaked by Insider Gaming and then corroborated by Windows Central and some others. Reportedly
Insider
releasing
Gaming.
Multi-platform. How are you feeling about that?
That's not hugely. You know how
no,
everyone should know
about a
how
new
I
Doom. I
feel
don't care
about
about the multi-platform stuff, but
I have to wonder if the rumored Quake reboot that I had heard about became this. Because if you think about what a medieval Doom would be, would be a little bit like Quake, wouldn't it?
Well, I actually had a different. I wouldn't say became. I wonder if perhaps the person that gave you the information that they gave you saw medieval Doom and
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't explain why.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Because it would
That's
get
fine.
someone in trouble.
Okay.
No. This
Okay.
wasn't a mix-up. This
Okay.
This would have been, I suspect. Again, I don't know anything, and maybe the Quake reboot is still there in some fashion. I don't know, but I saw medieval Doom, and I'm like, did the Quake reboot become medieval Doom? I just wonder. I don't know. I genuinely
Doom Eternal
assumed
did
Quake
incredible
always
numbers.
looks
So,
medievalish. So.
yeah.
But then there was
yeah.
always Doom Year Zero in the FTC leaks, right? And maybe that was the
Yes.
code name for it because it's old. It's like the beginning of the Doom
Year Zero.
universe.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, it could be that Quake reboot is still there. Maybe the Quake reboot has been rebooted a couple of times. Maybe, who knows? Like, that happens with
Speculation. Gaming leaks and rumors subreddit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe. Like,
I'm
I
saying
don't
it to
know.
the subreddit.
Yeah. This is
okay.
speculation. Please don't hurt us.
Oh, and thank you, Andrew
yeah, I mean,
Huang,
look,
for joining the XboxEra Patreon.
I love it.
The
I love it
modern
when
day,
people actually hear it and join Patreon. Sorry.
the modern day Dooms
Thank you.
have been amazing.
Yes.
I'm going to add him to
They
the
are,
scroll.
they are legit fantastic games. It is unfortunate that this one will be multiplayer.
Not for fans
Another
of
thing,
like the game.
another
console
thing that
wars.
Xbox
Yeah.
won't have to entice people to the platform.
Is it? This is just along the lines of be dicks, Microsoft kind of.
Yeah, lock it all
attitude,
down.
Right? Lock it up. Lock it up.
Use the system that doesn't work to make me feel better. That's what Nick's saying.
But it would work for them.
It hasn't ever.
There's nuance here. There's a couple of things, Nick. Like, surely you agree that these are things that Microsoft have to be cognizant of, which is they are this big $1 trillion company that is carefully watched by regulatory bodies. And if they did all of the stuff that you kind of wish they would do, just to be like, fuck this industry, we're locking it all down. You want to play all this cool stuff? You're gonna have to buy one, motherfucker. Like, I understand you want that. In some small pocket of the universe, I kind of would like to see that universe play out and just
It would be
watch.
fun
I want
to see that
Xbox.
happen
I
to
want
people, yeah.
Xbox. I want Xbox to win.
Fair, but you understand that because of that visibility and the scrutiny that they're under, the second they do that, stuff gets broken up, stuff gets taken away.
Bullshit.
Come on.
I
Look how
see-
hard it was for them to get this over the line.
I see big
You gotta
evil
admit
companies
that.
tell regulators to get fucked all the time.
It started
And the
costing them
regulators
more lately
Are
once the
ballless. They're ballless. They can't do
European
anything about
Commission has started to do more. But also I see chat
Yeah.
saying never. I mean, not recently for Microsoft. It is Nintendo's play. It has actually never really been the thing for PlayStation for first party as much as third party and making people feel like everything's just always going to be there. So that's the one to get. Like when I say it's never worked for Xbox, it's like trying to out Sony hasn't worked for them. They've had some good times.
because they haven't out-Sony'd properly.
But when they did really hard with the 360 gen to start and Sony face planted, and yet we're still able to come back by the end of it, not dominate or anything, but like they're not afforded the luxuries that the other platform holders are.
But
Essentially.
the only reason that dominance didn't continue is because of what they screwed up with Xbox One. If they had got
they
that
did
right and stuck the
really
landing,
screw.
they would have been fine. The Xbox One sold very well for that first year and a half, despite that disastrous launch. The Xbox One sold well at the start. It was apparently one of the fastest consoles to hit 10 million.
Yeah,
Like,
Xbox Series
it did
consoles
okay.
are behind Xbox One's
Yes.
selling rate.
Which I predicted, by the way. Xbox One wasn't that bad, man, and that was despite that disaster of a launch.
well, and they haven't been able to get cheap.
Thanks.
They haven't been able to get cheaper, and they won't eat as much loss as Sony is willing to right now, which doesn't help.
Yeah, well. Anyway. Whatevs. I'm sure Doom will be great, and it'll launch day one on Game Pass, just letting everyone know in case they're shocked about it.
Are you
It'll
sure?
launch day one on Game Pass.
That sounds
surprise.
That sounds like a desperate move to
Idiots.
me, Nick. Are you sure?
Is this a gaming
Yes.
leak? Is it launching day one on
I
Game
know.
Pass? Oh my god.
How can that be a leak?
I don't know. People seem
Oh
shocked
my
by Call of
god, it's
Duty.
brand new information.
WCCF Tech.
Dude, that's what you
Leaker
should add.
reveals.
Dude, that's the one you should add. Phoebe.
What?
That is brand new information. That's going to be in the audio.
That's a good one.
Nice.
That is brand new information.
I'm gonna have to add deleting all these to my pre-show review.
you spoil
When they get
sport.
overused, they're no good. What can I say?
Super chat. Jordan Andow. Nick, I love you. Let's not fall out at least till the 9th of June. Laughing emoji. Or maybe it will send the audience into a fabled oblivion and cause a revolution.
I loved it.
God, could you imagine if someone actually writes an article now? Leaker reveals
That is-
Doom.
So people
It's coming to Game Pass.
wonder why you see such dumb headlines, and it's because like there are sites where people's job is to write at least 8, if not 15 articles a day, and it's mostly just going to end up being based on tweets or Reddit posts and stuff where people just will take anything that they think will get them clicks so they can live. Like the higher end of that's Paul Tassi, where he's like, I gotta have 5 decent articles most days. Like, but then you've got the WCCF Techs, the Game Rants, like all these companies that are mostly owned by one umbrella company that's got like 14 of them. Like, and that's their thing. There are sites that have like 300 or 400 writers, and all they do all day is just SEO farm, because it is by far and away, because Google sucks, the best way to make money covering entertainment. Not quality content that takes months. You need a Patreon or something for that, for people to pay you, because none of it's set up to work with advertising that way. Like, I can spend
Question.
many hours on a review. It won't make as much money as a really shitty 5-minute article.
Question. How do we think this Doom's going to review?
I mean, that's the point where it will be like,
Boy, because
You know,
everyone loved the first 2 Dooms. That's going to be a good one to check out. I love Doom 2016.
But this
Eternal was incredible. But Medieval Doom, it just didn't quite click with
Doom
me.
Eternal
It was too
is an
slow.
89 on OpenCritic.
I'm not sure the medieval theme quite meshes with that rock and roll vibe that the first 2 Doom games gave us.
If it's not
I'm just not
exclusive,
sure.
though, Nick,
Doesn't matter, mate. It's made by Xbox now.
if they can really
doesn't
talk,
matter.
but if they can really talk, like if they don't have a haptic controller by then, and they can really talk up the DualSense and make sure they say 50 times, best place to play it is on PlayStation. You never know.
I can almost guarantee you it will have a lower Metacritic than the first 2. I can almost guarantee it.
On Metacritic, it will be funny to see what is the split. Like, is it how many reviews on Xbox, how many reviews on PlayStation, how many reviews on PC? They're probably like 110 on PlayStation, 20 on Xbox, and 40 on PC by the end of everything.
I mean, to be fair, it's also quite possible it's genuinely just not as good as the first 2.
Yeah,
That's also a possibility. But it would be unlikely, given that they have now gotten to the point where they seem to know exactly what they're doing with this rebooted Doom, and have probably learned from any issues that were pointed out with the first 2. Because I will say, those Doom games, I read some of those reviews, and they were reviewed properly. They were, there was actual critique in some of them about the difficulty and all sorts of stuff.
I wonder if other reviewers messaged those reviewers, bosses, and were like, hey, how dare you properly review this game? I gave it a perfect score.
Yeah. So
Another super chat.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Doom... I'm very interested to see how this Doom game will review. Jordan Andow. Nick, how much do we need to pay for you to watch every cutscene in every game you've ever played? I would actually pay to see that. It's not going to happen.
$3
They
million.
put in Ben Fox put an achievement in there that was literally there for me to force me to watch cutscenes.
Did you?
Oh, I have been so far. I haven't beat the game yet, but I have so far watched every cutscene because I want that achievement.
And,
So I
and
have to watch
Hellblade 2 forces you to watch the cutscenes the first time around, right?
It does,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I mean, and that's 90% of the game, am I right?
95.
Yeah, I know. There is no gameplay.
And what gameplay is there is worse than the first one?
Yes. It's much worse. It's
There was
nothing
a
like the first game. It's completely different.
there was another super chat that I think we missed, which just was from Ray Oid, who
Oh,
just
yeah.
said some coffee money. Cha-ching.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Thank you,
Yes, some
Ray.
coffee money. Hopefully my coffee will be coming soonish.
Oh.
And the rest of my family wakes up.
I don't think that was my rant, Shane.
What's
I
I
don't-
want Nick to play a visual novel game. That's not going to happen.
I don't want Microsoft to become a charity jobs program. No. These people weren't fired for poor performance.
Yes, fire people that are performing poorly or stealing from the company or doing something genuinely wrong. Of course, don't keep those people, but don't just sack a bunch of people because the numbers didn't go up last month. That's not the right reason.
Yeah. Okay.
What's next?
Next up, by the way, just to cap off Doom, yes, we should be seeing something of it at the showcase on Sunday next week.
Probably.
But enough people have teased that it seems likely.
I mean, when you say what's next, I mean, I'm looking at this list. Do you want to go over all of this?
No, it's there for you to choose what you want
Maybe
to talk
not every
about.
single.
Okay,
maybe
well
not
then
every
let's
single
talk
thing.
about the other big thing, which is the state of play. It's the state of play.
Oh boy.
Got another member.
I
real
watched this
quick.
one.
The state of play where I stole the list.
You
I stole
scum.
my list, which was 100% accurate, mind you, my list. My list was 100% spot on. But I stole my list from an unknown Spanish Twitter account that somehow I found that
You're
joined in
such a
December
jerk.
2023. I stole that list, but didn't include all of its list. Had a game in my list that wasn't in that list, where wins meet. That wasn't in his list. He also had 2 games that weren't even there, which makes me think that whoever his source is, maybe Sony was leak hunting. Because he had a lot of what was there, and then these 2 or 3 random games that weren't there. So I wonder if Sony's gone broop, 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 to find people's sources. Because my list was 100%. It wasn't complete, and I think that's 3 state of plays now in a row that I've had the list, but it wasn't a complete list. It was like a half, 3/4 list.
Yeah.
100% spot on, though.
Yeah. Congrats.
100%
Congrats.
spot on.
You know.
I had never heard of Where Winds Meet.
It's been shown
State
before.
of play. I had literally never heard of this game
I
before.
think it was at Summer Games Fest a couple years ago, year ago. It looked cool.
Was it?
Yeah. It wasn't a new one.
Looks okay.
Most of the state of play wasn't new. Outside like Astrobot.
I was there for Astro because I knew a month ago Astro was going to be there. As I showed on Twitter, I messaged another Nick saying, hey, keep it under your hat.
I mean,
Astro, baby.
Grubb was saying
I've
it for
been
like
so
a month.
excited.
I think Grubb was talking about it for like 2 months. So he beat you.
Yes, Grubb has said that he believes there'll be a new Astro. I'm just saying that a month ago I was told it's going to be at their state of play.
Yeah, he said it would probably be there too. He
So
still
I
beat
was
you.
like, fuck yeah, Astro. And Astro just looks, oh my God.
Looks cute.
It just
Yeah,
looks amazing.
It looks genuinely fun.
Have you haven't played the first one, have you?
I haven't played the first one. So
Well, the
I
first
should
one
probably
wasn't
get
the first
that,
one
right?
PSVR? Astro's Playroom.
No.
It was.
No, I'm talking about Astro's Playroom. That's the pack-in game for the
but
PS5.
that was the first one. Was PSVR Astro's Playroom? Get fucked. But the
Well,
pack-in
no,
for
there
the
was one on PS4 before that. If you want to get really, really technical, that
no
was
one
a
wants to
demo
get
for the
that
camera.
technical. Oh,
Yeah,
that
well,
camera
there
was
you
for
go. So
perverts.
they
We don't
fuck
talk
with
about
me
that camera. But the PS5 pack-in
in-
one, if you're into,
Yes.
if you're really into like time trial leaderboard stuff and you got friends to go against, was really fun.
Yeah, I did watch Grubb like absolutely destroy people because he really got into it. Like,
There's
in
a super
big way.
chat. There's a super chat about this as well. It's from Jordan Andau. What about the state of play? Yes.
Yeah, so we're getting into it. Don't worry.
So that first Astro game, the one on the PS5 pack-in, is one of the most polished video games, and by that I'm talking about at a basic technical level. It is one of the most polished, flawlessly polished video games you'll ever play. And I'm talking everything from the menu and the way the menu responds to button presses and the way it's all infused with the haptics and the DualSense. Like, the first Astro game it's like it's been handcrafted.
Lovely.
It is unbelievable. It is. You have to play it. That game is the reason my son wanted a PS5. That game. It is the singular reason he wanted a PS5. And when he saw the trailer for the new Astro, he's like, oh my God, he was like so excited. He's like, I'm going to buy that straight away. My only fear is that it's going to suffer from Sony bloat.
There was an interview about it where it's like, we wanted to make it bigger and bigger. It's got like 90 levels or something.
Yeah.
150,
please.
150 cameos.
Yes, cameos. I saw the cameos, like God of War's in there and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That is my only fear about this Astro game. That they might do what they do with all their games now, which is bloat the fuck out of them and make them longer than they need to be. Having said that, I feel like this is the one exception to the rule where you probably can't have too much Astro. Like, it's just such a, like, I know I call Super Mario Odyssey a 10 out of 10, and I say it's a perfect video game. Astro is also perfect. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, but it's a perfect video game because it's just, every aspect of it is just flawlessly executed. But that first game is a glorified tech demo for the DualSense. If we're being real, that's what it is. It's a glorified tech demo for the DualSense. So it'll be interesting to see what a full-fledged Astro is from that perspective. It might be Sony's Super Mario Odyssey.
And it's funny, you say it'll be interesting to see, but my answer is I have no interest in ever playing a second of this. Just not my type of game.
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't care about mascot performance.
I'm moderately amused at how many already from mainstream video game media is Game of the Year. Like, if you thought Sony in a year where they release no big AAA games won't win Game of the Year, I guarantee you
they just released the reason for it.
Yeah, there you go. They're going to win Game of the Year now.
And I'd have no problem with this game being Game of the Year.
Of course, because it's never about what you actually play. It's about what you see and get really into.
This is the one game that would be my exception to the rule, where I would willingly accept that this would be Game of the Year.
Yeah, you haven't played a second of it. Doesn't matter.
But it's not going to be hugely different in terms of how it plays from the first one.
But a Game of the Year, you need to know what the game is. There's no point in saying that statement means nothing until you've played it. It's a pointless
I already
statement.
know how it's going to feel and play. It'll play exactly like the first one, just more fleshed out.
But there's no point.
And the first one was incredible.
There's no. Oh man, Hytham really wants us to talk about multiverses. You have no idea how the game's going to actually be.
Hey, Tom Henderson's in the chat.
Or you have no evidence of how the game's going to be. Sorry.
Hey, will Tom Henderson be at Gamescom?
Probably he's in Europe.
Yeah, he's
it seems more likely than going all the way to
He's
LA.
around my neck of the woods, that guy. I imagine he would consider...
If they let him bring whiskey on a plane, he'll definitely be there.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are going to find out how much better looking I am in real life, but...
He's going to walk around with a bag on his head. What are you talking about?
I wonder if Tom's got a head like a smashed crab.
He's got a head that's hidden from corporate snipers all the time. Sick of his leaks.
Yeah.
He is at Gamescom.
He
will get very drunk.
Oh, yeah. That's how I'll know Tom's around. I'll hear the whiskey
You'll smell it.
glass clinking with ice in it.
You get a slap on your ass. Yeah.
It's Tom. Where is he?
Clink.
Clink, 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 clink. Ah, Tom's around.
Here he is.
Okay.
So overall, they did what they normally do with the state of play, where it's mostly bad, but then they end with a banger, and everyone just is okay with the rest of it being kind of weak.
Look, I Marvel Rivals wasn't on my list, but man, I'm so glad that finally got confirmed for console.
I do like
so
the Spider-Man exclusive is a skin, not the character, obviously.
Oh, yes, that skin, the Miles. Is it a Miles Morales skin or
I think it
a
was
Dark
Scarlet Spider.
Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the word.
Looks nice. But Venom looks real fun. That game looks like some good, dumb, everyone's going to be overpowered fun. Early Overwatch before it was really balanced.
Does anyone else find it? So they showed Concord, which we knew would be there, which looks like Wish.com Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it was a bad idea to show that against. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Go on.
Sony's insistence on, hey, we know our market loves single player, so we're going to put this CG movie in,
and it was really bad.
Makes our 5v5 shooter look like it's a single player game.
Yeah, and that's the worst way to show it, when it's like, when you have this, and I don't think Xbox normally does it, because Xbox will do a CGI trailer, and then the next time they show it, a gameplay trailer. But going from a 4-minute long CGI trailer, that doesn't look
Was that only 4 minutes?
Yeah, it was about 4 minutes.
It
and then
felt
they showed,
like 15 minutes.
But that
was so long.
It was an incredibly, because they wanted that's the Overwatch thing, where Overwatch will introduce characters and stuff by having gorgeous short CG animations, but they didn't introduce the game that way. Like the CGI pre-rendered in engine, like he said before, this is all captured in engine on PS5. It's like, yeah, but the first thing you showed wasn't what the game's ever going to look like.
No.
Because there's a lot of people who've never heard of Concord, and now the first time they're seeing it, they're like, oh shit, are they making like a Guardians of the Galaxy type action games? Like, no, they're
Single
making
player game.
They're making Overwatch. Like,
yeah.
It's bizarre to me, and it's interesting that we're seeing a genuinely very negative reaction straight out of the game. I mean, I feel for the developers, because it's 98% or something disliked, thumbs down on YouTube.
You know, one of the worst things about it is Marvel Rivals is free to play, and it'll be all microtransaction focused. But rumor is this one's $40. Oh, and also I was curious, what is Astrobot going to be? Like, I'm hoping 50.
Oh god, I hope it's not 70.
Because they keep talking
125.
They keep talking it up on being big and big and big, but I think that one will probably be 50. But then, unlike, I'm just curious, will anyone go at them for not having their own big $70 game this year that they made from a first party? Because
of course they will. They ripped Microsoft apart in 2022.
Well, they'll say Stellar Blade
not
counts.
having their.
And Stellar Blades 82 is better than Hellblades 81. So they would. But yeah, no, this was a bad show.
I don't understand. It just seemed weird to me. It almost felt like Concord was just like pushed out there to just.
Yeah. And you'd say like, oh, they got the first thing and they're showing it all off, but it's a really bad way to. You can't jump from beautiful CGI to looks perfectly fine but generic shooter. Because shooters don't show the same way. Like, you're not getting those cinematic cutscenes and things to show off like a God of War.
It's competing against, though, I don't know, like, it's competing against an already established juggernaut in Overwatch, and now it's also competing against Marvel Rivals, which is another 5v5, free-to-play, Marvel-branded game.
The friggin' Valve one that keeps leaking, Deadlock, which will probably also be huge, because everything Valve does is huge. And that's another hero shooter from Valve, a company that doesn't really make games anymore. It's really.
Again, I'm not saying this Concord shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Concord shouldn't exist, because Sony said they're going to have a crack at games as a service. That's fine. I'm not saying Concord shouldn't exist. My issue is with the way Sony is positioning it, the way they're marketing it, the way they've just done it in an odd way. So it's your state of play, yet you put Marvel Rivals in there. Why did you put Marvel Rivals in this state of play if you knew Concord was going to be there?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? I feel for Concord. Like, why would you do it?
Because it takes the focus off of your homegrown IP.
Let Keighley have Marvel Rivals. Let Keighley have the Marvel Rival console announcement. Why do you have it when you have your own 5v5 thing to promote?
And it also seems like maybe this and Astrobot are going to be at Keighley's too, because they're not doing pre-orders until around the Keighley
June
show.
7.
Yeah, they're not doing pre-orders until his show day, which is like, okay, I guess that's at Summer Game Fest too. That's all weird. I don't know.
It's just strange. And then you sort of do this double, you sort of do this, what do you call it, bait and switch, where it's like, hey, look at this CG movie that makes it look like we're making a single player Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. Oh, look. Nah, 5v5 hero shooter. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's like you're Microsoft. What are you doing?
Microsoft shows are generally fine. It's just like them kind of stopping going for third party, really snagging a bunch of third party marketing stuff.
It was just weird. The whole thing was weird. And again, Concord on its own in isolation looks fine.
Yeah.
It looks okay. It looks perfectly fine. I don't think it'll be a hit. Like, Helldivers 2 looked fun. We had said from the start that Helldivers 2 looks genuinely cool.
It
turns out, smash hit.
As someone who played a lot of Helldivers 1 and really liked it, I was like, oh, this looks like Helldivers 1, but now it's a third-person shooter with a higher budget.
Yep, and turns out Helldivers 2, smash hit. So, where this just looks okay. It looks all right. Doesn't look bad. It doesn't look great. Just looks okay.
Like, what's
I
the
feel
hook?
sorry for any live service game right now because you're launching against these huge juggernauts that aren't going to go away. The players that love those games aren't going to go, oh, there's something different out that's kind of the same, but I have to relearn everything. They might try it, but then all you're going to do is release into go play Overwatch. You know, I can picture it in the reviews now. This Overwatch clone and those kinds of words. They're already being uttered. It's been 2 days since you saw it. And it's just like, oh, I feel for the devs, man. Like, that's got to, like, you might think, and indeed it might play so much better in all these ways.
Yep.
But you're up against what are, for many developers in this industry, unassailable opponents. You just can't knock them off the perch yet.
And the new opponent has Marvel behind it.
Yeah.
And then the other
I'm
one
already
has
seeing-
Valve behind it, and like Valve in live service is a juggernaut. They have 2 of the biggest games with Dota
I'm already
and
seeing
Counter-Strike.
funny memes and clips of Marvel Rivals that have gone viral on Twitter. Look, they're already up against it. Like,
Yeah.
and there will be people like me. Like, I don't play hero shooters, but guess what? I'll be playing Marvel Rivals because I want to be Iron Man.
You want to be a filthy
So-
drunk?
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to play Marvel Rivals, man. Seriously, I cannot wait.
I can wait.
What else was at the show? I can't even remember.
Monster Hunter
we
Wilds
saw-
looks great. For me,
Yep.
as someone who really likes Monster Hunter.
Eh,
No, can't
I
even
have no interest
say it
in-
looks great.
I think we've had a
I have
few.
no interest in Monster Hunter. I
We
tried
have
it
had a
and
few.
tried it myself, and not interested.
Yeah, I'm not interested, but it looks nice, especially for fans of Monster Hunter.
It looks very different, which is the really nice thing with the console-focused ones, because it's always switch, or, you know, DS, 3DS focused, and then Switch focused, and those stay the same. As far as scope, they're smaller, even when they end up coming over to other stuff in PC. They don't feel as big as World did. World felt like a very different experience, and Wilds will be the next time we finally get that again, and it looks even crazier. So, very excited for that one.
Silent Hill 2 looked rough.
I don't know what the budget for that one is.
I don't know if it looks rough. I don't know if I'd use the word rough.
It looked better in the Silent Hill transmission, but it doesn't. It's going up against, like, the last thing they made was the best looking game they'd ever made in the medium. Compared to their own work, it's really bad, and then compared to the Resident Evil remakes, it's not.
And that's
it
the
feels
problem.
super low budget. Like, we've seen too many good remakes, like Dead Space and stuff, and then when you get one that seems kind of like the older remakes that people used to go, we don't need those. It's really rough.
Up against Resident Evil 4, though, it looks...
Metal Gear Solid Delta, like, that's an actual good-looking remake.
Like, they've even completely changed some of the models to an extent. Like, I looked at some of the original models compared to these ones, and it's like, what have you guys done here? It's just, I don't know, it just looked...
Feels like a
I mean,
weird
I've never
project.
even played Silent Hill. The funny thing is, I've never actually played a Silent Hill game. I just always played Resident Evil.
And the way
just-
Bloober's talking about, like, Bloober keeps saying, so Konami keeps making, they essentially said Konami keeps making really bad trailers. We're sorry. Like, these, whoever, because Konami had been out of gaming kind of for a while, and it feels like,
But what's the trailer got to do with it? The the game. It's the game itself that doesn't look great.
You
It's nothing
can,
to
I
do with
mean,
the trailer.
but there are ways to show things off when they're in progress that you can make them look better. It's kind of like what happened with Avowed, where they just messed up the color grading and it looked off. And then you see it again, and you're like, oh, that's actually quite pretty. Like, editing really matters for showcasing something when it's not done, as we know with gaming. Like, you got to figure out the best way to show something off to give an idea of what it's going to look like at launch and not now. So, yeah.
Executive producer Ass4ssin Entertainment. Concord is releasing the same week as Black Myth Wukong. Seems like Firewalkers inherited the Horizon curse if that game becomes successful. Oh boy. Oh yeah, the Horizon. You know how Horizon, anything Horizon always ends up releasing against some massive game. Zelda, Elden Ring. Just
So they've got the supposed leak for working with Lego, and then they've got the supposed multiplayer. What generational titles will release against those, I wonder?
man, with Horizon's just going to get milked to death, isn't it? That IP.
They're doing a show.
Milked.
They've had like at least 3 games in development, was the rumor. Like they are
They're already catching up to Halo. Already catching up to Halo.
Wow.
Jordan Andow, out of curiosity, what games do you think Xbox start and end the main showcase with? More importantly, is it a better show than last year? We won't know yet. We won't know.
I think it's going to be a better show than last year. Like
It should be. It should be.
it's going to be a better show than last year.
Last year's
But
was
based on
good,
what I've
but
heard-
was things further out. And this seems like now those things are closer, along with other things that are like, we didn't get as many dates. Hopefully there's, more of those this year.
Based on what I've heard of what should be there, it should be a better show than last year. The problem is we have no idea what most of these games actually look like, what sort of shape they're in, or anything like that. Like, it's one thing to just look at the names and go, oh, this is what 2023 show had, this is what 2024 show had, 2024 clears. But then what if all the games look rough and look like they're in terrible shape? Does 2024 still clear just on the names alone? Probably not.
Yeah.
Well,
So
a lot of
without
2024s probably would contain plenty of 2023s. Like getting a new Avowed trailer that's got a date, getting an indie trailer that's got a date, Flight Sim 2024 that's got a date. Like, we're probably going to see all of those again. Do we see more Fable? Do we see more Clockwork Revolution, like the 2025, potentially 2026 stuff? And getting a year for that now, and it's a year newer. I don't know. It'll probably be fine. There was also one more super chat from Hytham who really wants us to talk about multiverses.
Hytham G. What are the chances of multiverses surviving if David Zaslav makes Warner Media worse until the company is officially dead?
0.
I don't know. I don't think multiverses will survive anyway. Because I don't think
I don't know,
their
people-
free-to-play model's a very good one.
Oh, okay. I have downloaded it. I haven't tried it yet because I love Smash Brothers. Like, I really love it, and it's basically
It plays exactly like Smash Brothers.
Yeah, great. So it's a Smash
Plays
Brothers.
exactly the same.
I know that people
But
have been
without-
having technical issues, and it only launched with a couple new people, but they supposedly have a constant calendar of releases, so it's probably going to be one of those. Launched okay, built enough of an audience, and if they can keep characters coming, it'll be okay.
Okay. Okay. It'll be okay. I like that.
I think they open with...
Halo 7. I read a leak
reckon
about it
they'll
on
open-
4chan.
God,
Really
that
sounded realistic. They're going back to
I reckon
Halo
they-
4.
Halo 5.
No, they're going back. It's more going back to like 4 and focus on Prometheans and Covenant. It sounded so fucking dumb. It was one of the
They
worst
said
fake
that
leaks.
the feel was going to be 5.
Oh yeah, that part. Like the character.
I
enemies.
think they open... I reckon they open with Indy, close with Gears 6.
I think they're. Will they close with Gears 6?
Oh, yeah. They are.
Hang on,
closing
we're getting
Gears
into
6.
predictions. That's
That's next week.
right?
What are you doing?
No, it's a super chat. The
Don't
super
care.
chat asked, "What do you think they
You can't
open
buy
and
us
close
out
with?"
of
That's
next
what I'm
week.
saying.
Yeah.
$100 super chat will do a prediction. That's the bar.
$1,000 super chat. $1,000.
They open with God of War coming to Xbox and close with Mario coming to Xbox
Yeah. Super Mario Odyssey.
via emulators on PC.
Be so good. Yes, but the state of play was... I loved it only because of Astro and Marvel Rivals. Those two things I was very excited for. The rest...
As far as being like, it's a state of play, it's not going to have a bunch of big new things. So
I feel sorry for the PlayStation fans that were like
Hyping it up.
Like, well, not just that, but like desperately hoping for this to be this massive epic show, and like, sorry folks, like
Well, I
Sony
think
just
the January one was okay. The January state of play, people were like, oh, that was all right. That was actually pretty good. Because they hadn't really had,
okay.
they hadn't had a great one in a while, but that one was pretty good. And then this one was just like, ugh. If it wasn't for Astrobot, it would have been like a D, but it was there, so A+. If you're in the media.
Yeah. Astro did save it, but not save it that much, where the show suddenly improved as a result of it. It's just that Astro was the best house in a terrible street. That's all. That's what Astro was. Astro was the best house in a bad street. God, I can't fucking wait for that game. Oh my God, I can't wait for that fucking game. I love. I don't think you understand how much I love the first game. I just sank into it, just collecting everything, and got that platinum, and oh my God, it was so good. It was so good.
Sure.
Speaking of PlayStation, they also had that really weird call behind the white background.
Oh, the
Really
the
good meme
investigate-
call.
The business thing where they took that next step towards PC day and date for everything that people still refuse to accept is going to happen eventually. I saw all the reactions on Twitter to this. It's like, see, they're not doing PC date and date. It's like, but they are. They just said that their games.
If you
as a
actually
service
look at
games.
the calendar they gave, it was mostly PC day and date with a couple of not.
Yeah, like
The strategy is all of the big award-winning what
for
Sony
now,
loved for
strategy
for now.
Like what have I been saying on this show for the better part of like 3 or 4 years? Slowly. Sony are going to do baby steps. They can't do it the way Microsoft does it, where Microsoft just jumps in feet first, no matter what. Sony's going to do it extremely slowly. So they'll start with, we're putting these super old games on PC. Just a couple here and there. And then all of a sudden a few more appeared, and a few more appeared. And then they said, okay, now we're going to try one live service game day and date. And Helldivers exploded. And they're like, okay, now we're going to do all our live service games a day and date. But not those single player games.
I think he was
You know what they'll do
responding.
next?
What?
They'll do one single player game that they don't value quite as highly as the premier ones.
Like an
God of
Astrobot.
War and Horizon. They'll just pick one of the lesser lights. You're muted. They'll
Days
pick
Gone
one
2.
of the lesser lights, and they'll put that day one on PC, and then that game will explode, and they'll go, "Hey everyone, we're day and date now." It's just gonna happen very slowly.
And do you know
quote-
how all the fanboys will react?
They'll be fine.
We knew.
What is it you can't face?
Yeah. What is it you can't face?
The reaction, I think the quote from Herman was to an investor asking, is this going to cannibalize sales on console and stuff too much? And it is very much slowly walking their shareholders, because it is a shareholder investor meeting, into accepting the inevitable reality that, yes, eventually we are going to have to just come to grips with the fact that we are leaving way too much money on the board. If we want to grow, we could sustain the current system we have forever if we cut costs down a little bit in scope. But if we want to actually grow, which is what you guys care about, we need to be as many places as we can with a focus on console.
As I keep saying, there isn't this group of people in the millions waiting to sell their PS5s for a $3,000 PC. These people don't exist in large numbers.
Dude, everyone
It's
that owns
silly.
a PlayStation 5 has a PC. What are you talking about? They've all got
Yeah, I know.
4090
For Xbox
rigs.
games, they've already got them for the Xbox games.
And the thing is, like, he was like, we expect that we'll convert people. They'll see our single player
for the
games
sequel.
and they'll give up their unbelievably powerful rigs that would run this game way better in a year, and we'll wait them out, and they'll come and they'll buy a PlayStation for these these exclusives when you can't get people to download another launcher on their PC. They're not going to give up their rig that cost them $3,000 for way better performance than your console can do. And they don't want to use a controller half of the time. They want to use a mouse and keyboard.
These are people that don't want to download a free launcher in Epic to install some games, but they're going to go and pay $500 for a console for a game, to buy a game that they can just wait a year for.
And that's the thing. If they're for single player games, one and done. Oh, okay, I've played
There's no
it.
rush.
That's it.
You don't have to be there day one.
Yeah, it's the story ain't changing.
You get the way
They can
better
wait.
Ghost of Tsushima director's cut when you wait, where you get Icky Island and you get all the great performance and fixes and
They'll
shit.
get the complete edition. They'll get the complete edition cheaper a year later. Like,
It doesn't
they're
make
not going
much
to buy
sense,
your
does it?
console. Like, but it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just Sony placating the fanboys and assuring people, oh no, we'd never put our prestigious single
these
player
are
games
always-
day and date on PC.
They're talking to their shareholders, not fans. And when you think logically
There's a
about
little
it,
bit of fans.
oh yeah, they know it's public, but like the actual ease of development, it's easier to have a single player game ready for PC at launch than it is a live service game, because live service games end up being way more work. You have to have servers ready to go. It's a lot more in depth right at launch, and the FOMO is generally a lot higher on live service stuff right away. Like, you want to pull people in right away, and so being more places with live service makes sense, but it's way harder to do.
Like, as an example of real-time FOMO, we were playing, me and my crew, we were playing something, I can't remember, and we were chatting about, oh yeah, Helldivers 2 does look really great. Oh yeah, it's stabilised now as well, all the server problems are resolved. Oh, how much is it? And then, like, within half an hour of Discord, like, 3 of us had bought it, and the 4th one was like, I don't know. And then, like, we just broke it down. Like, that's how the friendship group was like, yeah, come on, mate, come on. And then boom, we'd all loaded up, and within an hour we'd all installed it, and we were playing for 3 more hours. And that is how FOMO works. But I've never been FOMO'd with a single player game.
Single player game.
Because I'm like, I can wait. You know, like,
Except
the
for
story isn't gonna change.
Astro will probably be the second game I buy day one. I bought Ratchet day one.
You better start saving now.
I'll probably buy Astro.
You might have to sell one of your
Or
Macs.
I'll get my son to buy it and console share.
Yeah, I just want to say to just in the chat, you're right. That was also peer pressure, but the FOMO element of it was that one guy, we were all playing it, we were like, oh, this is so much fun.
What is the
like,
fear of missing out?
And
your
then
peers.
he was like, oh no, I'm missing out on playing. So he bought it within 10 minutes. of not
FOMO is
playing.
literally
Like,
the
he gave in.
pressure you feel from your peers about not being a part of something.
Yeah, like I said, Sony had to say that again because they're just doing this in little tiny baby steps. PC day and date's coming.
And PlayStation
Whether that's
has
this
baby
year,
steps coming.
next year.
That's why they got that
whether
game.
Whether it's next year, the year after that, it's eventually going to happen, the PC day and date thing. It is coming. They're just going to do it very, very slowly and very, very carefully.
They don't have the studios that can do it either. They need Nixes to help with a lot of it.
I was about to say, they literally bought 2 of the best porting studios in the world. In Bluepoint
and they
Nixes.
listed Bluepoint as a they were listed with Nixes.
Yeah,
even though,
that was odd, wasn't it? A partner studio. Why were they listed as... Because I thought Bluepoint was...
supposedly working on their own thing,
Yes, the rumors were that Bluepoint was working
Maybe
on their
they
own
are.
thing, and they publicly said they'd like to work on something original and all that sort of stuff.
Maybe
So I
that's the
found
side
that
thing,
very
but
odd.
their main function is to help with other studios.
Bluepoint and Nixes are literally the 2 best porting studios in the world. Bluepoint did Titanfall on 360. Like,
Yeah,
They're
that's
unbelievable.
Oh yeah, if
God.
it was live service, maybe Bungie killed it. Britain chat.
Yeah, maybe.
amazing. Oh, man.
Isn't that funny, though, that Concord is seeing the light of day, but the Last of Us factions didn't?
When you don't have to pay
when-
everyone
isn't
to
that
make it
odd?
the entire time, like when you're not paying the salaries of everyone the entire time it's being made, it's different math, really.
I imagine the cost to develop Concord and the cost of that dev studio isn't the same as the cost of everyone at Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bungie, I don't think that's Bungie's role. I don't think Bungie's role is the cost. The
No, that's
rumor
definitely
was,
a
the
thing of it,
reporting
but yeah.
the reporting was that Bungie took a look at it and went, don't reckon it's going to work. So what made them think Concord would?
Yeah.
It's the ROI is the main thing. Like, it's not going to work not as a game. It's not going to work as paying people to work in LA or California. Super expensive. They even talked about that. Trying to find studios in not California because they've got 3 of them at least. Sony Santa Monica, Naughty Dog, and San Diego. But so it might be the game was okay, but also it's a really dour world. You can't monetize it with goofy IP crossover shit that people like. You can do The Walking Dead, and that's about it. Like, people aren't going to take fucking Pikachu or, they're not going to take bright colors and ooh shit in factions. And that is one of the main things that hurts, like Halo. The Halo fan base won't take goofy shit. Like, we used to have Mike on the staff all the time.
The cat ears sold well.
That was as far as they went, and it sold well, but it always
I
felt
don't know,
like...
dude. They've definitely done more goofier shit, like giant 80s like retro visor glasses, halos spinning above your head, giant bunny ears.
But they
have gone goofy.
They haven't done the IP crossover stuff, and that is what pushes everything, is IP crossover.
Yeah. I love the cat ears in Halo, by the
You
way.
can't be
I
Nicki
just-
Minaj in Halo, but you can in COD.
I just found it weird. Like, I just thought factions is something different. Like, Concord is a 5v5 hero shooter. That there's now so many of those. I just found it odd that Bungie, who are these experts in live service and all that are supposedly advised to shut down something different from one of their premier studios, but said, this thing that's going to probably die on arrival against all these much bigger hero shooters, keep that going. I just found that odd.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Sounds more like my theory that Bungie wants to kill off the stuff that's going to actually compete with them.
They canceled their own hero shooter. It's gone. Matter. Done.
Oh, really? Is Matter gone?
Yeah, Matter's no longer an IP from them.
Yep.
Wow.
So they're taking Marathon and turning it into fucking Tarkov for some reason.
Yeah, it's an extraction shooter now, right, Marathon?
Yeah, right? When extraction shooters are pretty much... The biggest extraction shooter is really Sea of Thieves.
Okay. All right.
Also in the
What
news,
else?
Fallout 76 had a big thing, but we weren't invited. Next story.
Don't get me started.
Oh.
I maybe Bethesda don't like me very much because of that.
Why? Why wouldn't they love you?
I
you
don't
had
know.
cool glasses
but
on.
it was sad that like I live 40 minutes from London and like half of gaming press was in London and they
Flown
didn't be
all
like,
the way
"Hey,
across the
bro."
world.
Flown across the and here I am like throwing money to come to LA and again not you whatever. Hey ho. Last bit of Sony discussion because they were in the news a fair bit. This one is the fucking weirdest story. Neil Druckmann does an interview with Sony.
Yes.
Sony posts the interview and make a quote up.
Just
completely.
literally made stuff up.
Pulled it out of their ass.
People
My
seem
next game's going to
surprised.
change how games are even viewed in the mainstream. Whoa!
Can I say something, though?
Yeah.
Do you want to know why people no one even remotely questioned what Sony put out initially? Do you want to know why? Because that sounds exactly what
like something
sounds exactly what
Druckmann
Neil Druckmann would probably say. Like he at least I shouldn't say he is. He comes across as the personification of that South Park episode of everyone sniffing their own farts. He comes across as the personification of that. So people just accepted that was what he said because
It feels like it's something he would say.
And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of PR quotes and stuff and things like this for investors are not always exactly what was said. This is PR. Putting this quote out is PR. And so they will just take it, and only because Neil Druckmann is so successful and powerful, he was able to come out and say, and he was able to come out and say, no, please, Jesus Christ, I didn't say this, for fuck's sake. Please.
So they've released a remastered version of the interview.
Yes, as they love to do.
Buy it now. No, they actually wiped the interview completely. It's just gone.
Yes, they just pulled it.
Sorry about that.
No,
and he didn't say, to be fair to Neil Druckmann, he didn't say anything.
Nothing like it.
What he said was,
to it.
these games, these films have crossed barriers and it's changed the perception. It's kind of like it's changed how gaming's viewed. I think the word he used, I'm paraphrasing, I wouldn't want to misquote him as Sony did.
And he also said, I
it.
can't wait to see how the world reacts to our next game.
Yeah. And they put those two different topics together and just made up a quote. Pure gold.
Because they knew it would hype people up. Because of how revered he is and the following he has and all that sort of stuff. But instead, the reaction was, oh my God, what a toss bag, when they read the original quote. And when he saw that reaction, he quickly got on the front foot and went, this isn't what I said. But, yeah, that was a bit silly by Sony.
Yeah,
I was a little
really,
bit silly
really dumb.
to do that.
Really dumb. Like, super dumb. But it does make me laugh. Friendly reminder to everybody watching here, all 350 of you. It's really nice to see you all hanging out and being well behaved in the chat too. Please do hit that like button if you can. It really would make lives simple and easy and brilliant for us on the old YouTube algorithm front. And if you really love what we do, head to patreon.com/XboxEra because independent games journalism and games coverage is important, and we are one of the few left. Please. Yeah. Hello,
she wanted to talk.
Hi, Pusscat. She doesn't seem happy
she is
at all.
talking.
She's not happy at all. But there you go.
Hello.
Next up on the news.
I feel like, you know what she was saying? If we could translate what she was saying. Hey.
What is it you can't face?
I feel like that's what she was saying to Jesse, if you were to translate it.
What is it you can't face? Anyways, next up on the news, Exputer reported.
No, don't worry about it. Do we? Okay.
Why would we worry about that? Xbox are apparently making a deal to publish a new game from the original creators of the Batman Arkham series, who left Rocksteady before the launch of Kill the Justice League. And they're working on something new, and Xbox have reportedly signed a deal, according to Exputer. That's not the only deal they've signed. Toys for Bob came out yesterday and proudly announced that Xbox are their partner.
Which was rumoured at the time.
For publishing their new game, and they're cooking, and it will be a while yet, so sit tight. Are we expecting a multi-platform Spyro from them?
I'm fairly certain that it's Spyro that Toys for Bob are making. I'm fairly sure from what I've heard.
Cool.
I think I mentioned that back then. I think I'd mentioned it back then when we were talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of even hinted at it, right? And I think that's what everybody wants them to make.
Yeah.
They're like, keep your horns on. Their website's purple. It feels pretty potentially likely.
I'm fairly confident that it's Spyro they're working on. Now, whether that will be exclusive or not, I doubt it. I don't know anything.
It'll be on PC. That means it's not going to be exclusive.
The way things are going, I doubt it.
Yeah, it's probably
even though
on the platform.
Everyone's, especially me, been crying for Xbox to have family-friendly kids games to sort of usher in the next generation of gamers.
They will. It'd be funny if it's on everything but Xbox. What do you mean they won't have it? They would have it. They would have it in their subservice on their platform. They'd still have it.
I know.
Yeah, no, it's something like beyond just a Bluey pack-in or a Peppa Pig. It's got to be something that aligns with the brand, I think is what Nick is saying. Like, you associate Astrobot with PlayStation,
Yes.
you'd associate Sonic with Sega, you'd associate Mario
really
with
helps Sega.
Nintendo.
But it's not just that. Like I said, my son literally wanted a PS5 for Astro.
Oh, one person.
People, what, you think he'd be the only one?
Yeah, it's probably like 200-300.
You're missing the point.
No,
Like,
not. You guys
same way
always
there'll
fall
be
back to the
people-
same old thinking that none of the companies are really doing that much anymore outside Nintendo.
And I was just about to say, there are people that will buy a Nintendo Switch for Super Mario Odyssey.
Nintendo
or
fans
for
are
Mario
insane,
in
though.
general. Like, Microsoft needs something themselves to get that youth.
I mean, Minecraft arguably is their youth
Call of
children.
Duty is
It's
a
like-
massive
the
game.
problem is they
People aren't
put it
gonna buy
everywhere.
an Xbox for
Yeah,
Minecraft
I know. If they released Minecraft 2
and made that exclusive.
exclusive, well, that would move
Then
some
people
consoles.
would buy an Xbox for Minecraft.
Either you can accept that their future thought process on why would someone buy their hardware is because the hardware itself and not just the software, or you can't. You can always question why, but that is the why. They want to have a box that can play their games, that can play computer games, that is so good that the hardware sells itself. It's got all these things. It's the only place for Game Pass still. Bob's your uncle.
We'll see. We'll see how their new strap plays out.
So with this game by, who are they called, this new studio?
100
They are
Star.
called 100 Star. So I have asked around about this to see A, if it's true, and B, what this game might be. I am yet to hear back.
Good. You got to clear with Xbox corporate before you say anything.
Yeah.
I'm saying I am yet to hear back.
That's what I'm saying. If
Because
you do, you got to clear it with corporate.
this rumor has, like, I know it's reported on Exputer, but it was written by a certain person who has been previously accused of stealing others' leaks and rumors.
I don't know.
So
It was funny at
Yeah.
the bottom of the article. It's like, we'll have to see how this turns out because Xbox is so shitty at making games, essentially, is what it said. It was like,
No way.
nice reporting. Yeah, go open it.
No fucking way.
Yeah, hold on. I'll open it.
Does it say that? I refuse to believe it.
I'm paraphrasing, but that's what it means, essentially. So, boop, 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 boop. Let me open it up here, and I can show it.
it was written by that.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
size
I'm
person.
hopeful for the quality of the
Yeah.
project, given the talents on the helm this time around. Perhaps Xbox would be able to make up for its long line of botched first-party games over the years from here on out. But hey, don't hold your breath. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. It's not reporting. It's just somebody who had somebody tell them something, and then they write up a blog post, essentially. Like, it's just, there's no professionalism to it, which always makes
Like
you
I said,
question.
I've been
Fuck is that
tagged
last line?
by people on Twitter who's like, "Oh, this guy just steals other people's leaks," and I don't know, I don't follow them, but they're like, "Oh,
They've
this
had
person just
correct
steals other
things,
people's
but
leaks," and
yeah.
yada yada yada.
I don't know.
And someone was like, "Oh, they've admitted to basically making stuff up." I'm like, I don't know. I don't follow them. Some people think I'm omniscient, but I'm really, really not.
No one.
You're
thinks
the
you're
opposite of that. No, yeah.
Apparently, I am because I seem to steal everything from these Twitter accounts with no followers.
Oh
that
no, you
leak
just
stuff.
you know LeeLayfield. You're just always on X. You don't work. We pay you just to constantly
Yeah.
find leaks that we make tons of money off of.
That's what I'm saying. People think I'm omniscient, like I know all these things and find all these accounts and steal their stuff. Anyway,
How about the Magpies?
Yes, they lost.
That's why
First
Risk
time
gets in
in,
chat.
like-
He's happy.
Yeah, first time in like 2 or 3 months that we've lost the game. So that was a very weird feeling to lose. I'm not used to losing.
You didn't lose anything. You watched You watched other people lose.
So yes, I am legitimately going to try and find out about this 100-star thing. If it's true, what it is, I will try and find
So
out.
that means you are going to go on Twitter and see if anyone else finds out, and then you'll
Yep,
pretend
I'm
you
going to
found out.
find a Spanish Twitter account. I'm going to find a Spanish Twitter account with 200 followers to see if they've leaked the information, and I'll steal it for myself.
That works.
Sucked in.
Sounds
Sucked
about right.
in, assholes.
Sounds
Big
about
shit.
right.
You Greeks do love sucking assholes. That is true.
Yep.
You're famous for it. That's why you've always got those unibrows. It's not hair.
I don't have a monobrow, though. Look.
I could. I have to shave a little. It would take a very long time, but it would eventually have some hair there.
There's a couple of other news bits about.
No,
Destiny
don't worry about
here.
don't worry about the Destiny 2 bullshit.
Destiny 2's coming out. Cool.
I'll be streaming it next week.
The rumor is IGN is reporting that Take-Two might be looking to either sell off or close Private Division, which is odd.
I mean, this
Private
has got
Division
all sorts
fairly
to it.
new.
Well, Private Division's it's 4 or 5 years old, but they bought Roll 7. They have the other developers I can't remember the name of that, and this is where it gets weird. All the sites started reporting and indeed the staff are like, we've been fired. They're closing the studio, and then on an investor call, the head of Take-Two was like, no, let me be clear, we've not shuttered those studios. And then they're like,
He said that
"Well, these
before about
people-"
something that was shuttered. It's very odd. Allegedly odd behavior, potentially, supposedly.
Very strange. I mean, you could argue in a perfectly legal, technical sense, and technically correct is the best kind of correct, as we all know, that maybe he means, yeah, we fired everyone, but the organizations and the IPs associated and the building, whatever, exist on paper, and we're selling them, and that's why they've not been shuttered. Like, is that what he means? It's
And
real fucking
That was
weird.
a part of the
No,
report
but I
from
feel like-
IGN where it's like they're looking to either sell it off or shutter it, and the selling it process is going through a private equity company that they met is being facilitated by executives at Moon Studio, and then they talked to a couple of former Moon Studio employees who were like, yeah, all the reports from last year were all true. It says really bad. So who knows? That's all the reporting from
a lot
IGN.
of that old Moon stuff is resurfacing now.
Yeah.
All about the working conditions. And
Like,
that
I've
sort
said
of
this
stuff.
before. Like we've met and we've interacted with Thomas Mahler. I really liked the guy. I thought he was great fun on the show. And all I would say, and I've not worked there, and it's not for me to comment, right? But I would say that he does strike me as one of those really old school perfectionists. Like, this has got to be fucking perfect, and that there's nothing wrong with that. Those kinds of people go on to make crazily good stuff, but you have to be a certain way to be able to work with them, I think.
I heard a lot of that stuff. When I read a lot of that stuff, I was like, I could totally see that, because just Europeans are very different to Americans.
Yeah, especially if you're working remote as Moonar.
You can see it in No Rest for the Wicked,
Like-
where that game wants to be a job in some ways and really punish you, and like it's a very different mindset than the quality of life and the don't waste my time stuff is much more, I think,
But even
American.
But even a lot of the other stuff that they were being accused of, like again, a lot of it is very much American reporting on a European studio run by Europeans. So you've got that culture clash where, and again, I say this as someone who grew up around a lot of this attitude. Like, I saw some of the jokes that they were reported to have made, and I'm like, that's how a lot of the Europeans are. They make those jokes. They don't see them as racist. They don't see them as inappropriate. They don't see it in that way. So I can understand why some of you do, but that's not how they see it.
When I was a kid, I worked at a place where my boss literally stapled me in the leg. Right?
The good old days.
The good old days, right? Literally
it's just-
stapled a stapler into my thigh. Did I, no, I just was like, ow. That really, but
And
it was
again,
it's a different time. Different culture.
It's not,
different...
This isn't me defending. It's not about defending.
No.
I'm not saying what they're doing is right or wrong. It's just, again, like I read a lot of that stuff, and I keep saying heard. I read a lot of that stuff. I didn't hear anything. I read a lot of that stuff.
Did you read it
and
out
I'm just
loud?
like,
Because then you would have heard yourself.
I read it, and I'm like, I could imagine Thomas making jokes like that. I could see it. Like, you heard some of the things he said on our show. Like, I could see him being that way, and I could see why that would clash with people from a different culture, and I could see why that would rub some people the wrong way. It's just, it's one of those things where... Anyway.
It's the Dorito pipe.
It's the we won't get hit for this new wrap it up music.
Why?
Wrap
What
it
was
up
the
music.
music you were using before?
It was
It's
just
just
something pulled
suddenly
from
starts getting
Envato
claimed on
that somebody
YouTube.
started claiming on YouTube. So I had to go through and I had to mute 90 or something fucking past shows. It was ridiculous. I hate it. Eat shit, Envato. Stop uploading allegedly stolen content. Allegedly eat shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So Private Division have cancelled a publishing deal with Bloober for their Project C. They're obviously maintaining, as I understand it from IGN's reporting, a skeleton staff to keep working with Moon on No Rest for the Wicked.
Nick, what was Project C's about?
I don't know.
What is it you can't face?
That was the C.
I'd never heard of Project
It was just a joke.
it's
It was a
another
joke.
blue-
Oh, you're making a joke.
I got
about
the
this.
joke. I got the joke, bro. Don't worry, I was with
Project can't.
you. Project can't.
Project can't be made now because it's been Project. I saw someone say Project canceled. I was like, oh, that's mean.
See, again, I thought Take Two would be smarter than that. Like, to me, why wouldn't you want your little Fox Searchlight and a Perna prestige indie label
They've been
to hang
bleeding
around,
money.
even just from...
Like Take Two's
sorry,
actually been,
'cause-
they've been bleeding money terribly, like hundreds of millions.
I mean, you know they've got GTA 6 coming out next year.
I know, but that doesn't
That
matter.
thing's going to
Year
shift
after.
some consoles. Like all the console makers are like,
It'll shift
Please.
some PlayStation 5 consoles.
if Microsoft are smart, they will pay whatever Take Two want for the marketing for GTA.
Did you hear what
14
you said?
trillion.
Did you hear what those first few words of your sentence were?
Yeah, I know.
Your first 4 words? If Microsoft are smart.
Like, because then you could bang on about it, like, hey, we've worked really hard with Take Two. The GTA 6 on Series S is super well optimized and it runs beautifully. For the cheapest way to get straight in and play the brand new GTA on consoles only.
That if is doing some serious work. It is doing some seriously heavy lifting.
I know.
That if. If is good. If is good. You know Hercules?
Yeah.
Disney's Hercules.
Never seen it.
If is good.
Banging soundtrack.
Did you
And
say
I'm
you
actually
haven't
really
seen it?
No, I was a
You
little
haven't seen
too.
Disney's Hercules?
No, those were the ones that
it's
started
banging
hitting when
soundtrack.
I was a little out of the age range for it, and I've never gone back.
Oh, no.
We're not doing that on the
Hercules
next
was
Sick and Netflix either.
Fantastic.
Mate, the soundtrack
Hercules.
is so good. Bless my soul,
Yeah.
Hercules
I'm out.
on the
Oh, yeah.
road.
That's
It's
like,
so good. And they're doing a live action of Herc
Oh,
now.
God,
Ew.
I know.
You're right, Jesse.
Oh, that the moment you started
Say
singing.
amen. No? Okay.
Hercules was great. Don't you mean Hercules? Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I was like trying to cast the muses that do some of the
Yes.
banging tracks.
And
I was
Danny
like, okay,
DeVito-
Lizzo,
Danny DeVito was
Beyonce. Well, Danny DeVito's coming back for the live action.
Is he?
He's coming back. He's coming back as
He's
as
about the
I
right
understand.
size
Hercules,
for that
huh?
role.
Yeah. They can just add
He's
some
about
little
the goat feet.
goat legs on him. He's done.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, wow. I wonder who's going to play Hercules.
I think he's been cast. I don't know who it is. It's a
You know who
relatively
would be great?
unknown.
You know who would be great as
Who would be
Hercules
great?
in that movie? Ryan Gosling.
He's not that
It's
tall.
not Ryan Gosling.
I know
He's
it's
too
not.
old.
I'm saying he would be great as Hercules in that film.
Didn't we just do a Sick and
This is-
Netflix?
This is a Sick and Netflix conversation. He's right. He is right. And that's a heads up to all of our wonderful patrons. We did record episode 12 of Sick and Netflix, which is a movie-focused show with us three, exclusive for our Patreon community. And if you want to get into some of that conversation, we talked
Yeah.
about yesterday
80s.
Godzilla -1, which weirdly wound up on Netflix today out of nowhere. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's an absolute banger!" And we were like, we chatted about this yesterday. It was like, it was okay. It was like,
I enjoyed it. It was a solid movie.
it was fine. It was fine. 6.5 out of 10.
okay.
It was fine.
I'd go closer to a 5 or a 6, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you're
It
next.
was just okay.
Oh, dear.
Fall Guy, though.
Yeah, Fall Guy was fun. We talked about that one
Speaking
too.
of Ryan Gosling, Fall Guy.
I mean,
Go and see
I would.
Fall Guy.
Would you, Ryan? Would you?
Fantastic.
I mean, I would. Right?
God.
Ryan Gosling? No.
Yeah,
But Henry Cavill, yes.
Okay, I can understand.
Henry Cavill for sure.
I imagine Ryan would be more tender. Anyways, I think that's the end of the news. Unless there's anything you want to throw in there.
There's a super chat.
There's a super chat.
super chat
Well,
from
you can
Risk
deal
It.
with this super chat, and I'm gonna momentarily depart for a moment and be right back.
Risk it for the biscuit. Exactly like my panel member, he said Microsoft wouldn't do that because it doesn't make sense. I was like, dude, seriously. If anything, he should have said Microsoft wouldn't do that because it makes sense. And that's why Microsoft wouldn't do it, because it makes sense. Like, you know, they have the Call of Duty marketing rights, which is a big deal because, as we've observed, it seems to help sway console sales. If they are smart, they should do everything in their power to get GTA marketing rights, because then you've got the 1-2 punch of COD and GTA in your marketing. If anything's going to hopefully get people to buy Xbox consoles, it's the marketing of Grand Theft Auto 6 and Call of Duty. But let's be honest, we all know Microsoft's probably not that smart. They're just not that smart. And even the Call of Duty marketing, they've only got it by default because they fucking bought ABK. It wasn't because they went out of their way to get COD marketing back. They just bought the whole thing. They bought the cow. Nick, who be Hades and Zeus in the Hercules live action movie? I don't know.
Join the Patreon and come to the next Second Netflix and feel free to ask, because we are going on our way to name a game.
Oh, all right.
And we're back. Nick was talking into the mic thinking you could hear him. You could not. It's time for name a game.
Jez and Rand have now accepted that the Gears collection exists. So that's fine. They've accepted that now. In terms of whether it's at the show or not, I don't know. I feel like if Gears Collection's not at the showcase, and if it's not at Summer Games Fest, then they must be doing a hi-fi rush on it and just shadow dropping it when it comes out. Because nothing else makes sense.
How interesting. This is Name a Game. It's our game show where John is now going to explain it to you as everyone signs into buzzing.
Oh, shit.
It's true if I was unmuted. I would do that, but the important thing I need to tell everyone first is that the new Hercules movie is meant to be directed by Guy Ritchie, Nick. I thought you'd enjoy that information. Anyway, just winding Jesse up. It's fun.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because Aladdin wasn't good.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, this is Name a Game. Sometimes we do What Year, My Dear, but that was new last week. I was scared of it. I was scared of change. So we're back with Name a Game this week. This is a weekly game show.
I needed something to rotate because Name a Game.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of them.
I know. I get it. I totally understand. This is a weekly quiz show where Nick and I pick one of our wonderful patrons and act as champion to win them a game code from our big bucket of game codes that Jesse maintains. This week, Nick, you are playing for?
I am playing for the wonderful Mohammed Sherez.
Wow.
And John is playing for Rugrabu.
Indeed. Now, if you want to be with an opportunity to be a Patreon champion and have Nick or I play and win a game for you, you just need to head over to patreon.com/XboxEra and pledge your support, and we'll pull your name from the list one day randomly, and life will be great. Anyway, Jesse, what is the theme of Name a Game this week?
Games released in 2015. What is that face?
Game from 2015. I don't.
They're all games you heard of.
If you had said 2014, I would have been like,
you have heard of all of these except for maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
They're mostly easy. Number 1. Who turned the music off?
I didn't touch it.
Not me, boss.
Oh, yes, my coffee's on the way.
Well, when you probably went to play a stupid goddamn thing. Oh, no, you don't have... You turned off looping. That's why.
Yeah, I turned off looping earlier.
little voices. Wait.
I turned
need
off
looping.
looping because I didn't want it to just keep going.
What is it you can't face? What is it you can't face? What is it you can't face?
Let me
Just
delete,
say
let me
it
delete
over
these.
and over again.
Let me delete these top two here.
No, don't. Don't touch it.
All right. It's also a little loud. People on the MP3
face.
won't be happy. All right. Number 1. This game
Yes.
released in 2015. The hint is Terminator's Ideology Consortium. I'm coming through your
We're back.
earbuds, John.
Oh, sorry, I'll turn you down. We're back. We're back with weird names. Say that again. Terminators.
It is in private chat. Terminator's Ideology Consortium. I started reading the third word. Terminator's Ideology Consortium.
I know the first word.
Cisco Roke has got it. Man, if he was playing, he'd win every week.
I know the first word. I just don't know the other two because I probably don't know this game.
You absolutely know this game.
Killers.
Considered one of the most technologically advanced games of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 generation, even though it came out early on.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, I know what this is.
Sicka Mechanico.
This is going to be Syndicate, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Correct.
Oh, I had killer in my head. I'm like, killers something. I'm like, what
Yeah,
game is
I
this?
wasn't going that route, but that clue absolutely gives it away. And Consortium
I was like,
Syndicate. I was like, okay.
Killers. I was like, killer something. And I'm like, killer 7. I'm like, no, that's not it.
I know. Yeah, it was.
I'm like-
And people have often lamented that they pushed really hard with it. It ran like absolute dog shit. And then they've never pushed that hard again.
That's Unity. You're thinking of Unity, not Syndicate.
Is it?
You're thinking of Unity.
Oh, maybe I am thinking of you. Yeah, you're right. Wow.
I was
There
too.
you go.
My hint still worked.
It did. I thought it was Syndicate. Syndicate was the British one, right?
Syndicate was a British one. Unity
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the French one that pushed really hard.
That was the one that was
So yeah,
stunning.
my hint was
Unbelievable
completely
lighting.
off. Still worked.
Wow.
Unbelievable lighting. Unbelievable whatever.
All right. Number 2. John and lead 1-0. This one is Waning Luster. Waning Luster.
I hate it when I know what a word means but can't think of a synonym for it. I know what waning means, but I can't think of a synonym for it.
Waning luster. Waning luster.
Something is waning. What's it doing? I know what waning means. It's so
it's
annoying.
Getting
I know
smaller.
what waning means.
It's
Chat's already got it twice.
shrinking.
I know what waning means.
One of the best supported games of the generation in a genre that is normally not that. A single player focus, but with multiplayer capabilities.
Crying
shit at this
Sister
game.
2?
Crying Sister 2.
The amount of synonyms I've already... See, risk it for the biscuit. This is why we don't do it every week, because I've had 500 synonyms for this word already. I can't just use the same ones.
Probably, it's
Over and
probably
over
why we
again.
can't get it. So if Risket's
They
saying that,
both,
then
he
it's
got
like,
it
okay.
immediately. He still got it. He got it
did
right
he?
away. It's just bitching a bitch.
I know what waning is. I just don't. I can't think of.
Timer's going.
Just buzz it.
I have to wait. I can't actually. I have to wait
Both
for
of us suck.
Crying brother 2?
Dying Light.
Oh, okay. Fuck's sake.
Luster light.
I know. I've
Yeah,
done
shine.
It works
Shine.
by definition, but I know it's not the best. But I've
Okay.
done Light 700 times because most video games end up having the same goddamn words in them all the time.
Yeah.
That's why we got to rotate the games.
Waning, dying. Yeah.
They're not supposed to be perfect. They're just supposed to get you where you need to go. And it did for multiple people.
I
in
hate
chat.
it when I know the word and just can't think of a synonym. Like, I know what waning means. I just, yeah.
I often end up thinking the opposite, like waxing, waxing, moon.
Number 3.
Sarsaparilla?
Cudgel guy, colon, Pote Biggs, banner. What the fuck? I'm missing a word, I think.
What?
Damn it. Hold on. That banner T is supposed to be something else.
Cudgel guy.
Cudgel
Yeah, it's
guy.
misspelled. Banneret. There's a missing E.
Boat.
Cudgel
pig.
guys. Cudgel guy, colon, boat pigs, banneret.
Cudgel guy.
Cudgel guy.
Cudgel guy.
Shit. This is. I don't know the. I don't know the last thing. I know what it
you
is.
do. Yeah, you do.
I know what it is, but I don't know the last thing. Ah!
I'm disappointed. If
Oh,
you know
this
the
is driving
first,
me
you know
nuts.
the last.
Oh, come on.
I'm starting the timer. I'm so sick of it.
I don't know. I don't know what a banneret is. Come on.
There's only 3 of these.
Oh,
4.
fucking Hitman
2.
something.
No, not Hitman.
Okay, then I don't know what it
Batman.
is.
Batman.
What?
Arc. Ham. Knight.
Oh.
Batman. Arc.
What's a
Ham.
cudgel guy?
What's a cudgel?
Hit. It's a
What's a
club
cudgel?
you hit with, which is why I was like Hitman. but okay.
Bat.
And I was
I've never
thinking,
heard
like,
of the
is
word
it World
cudgel.
of
That's why I'm like,
Assassination or?
I was focusing on boat pig because I've never heard of a cudgel. So I was focusing on boat pig. I'm like, what's boat pig? I'm like, swine something. I was like, something swine.
Oh my God, Jesse, you are just brutalizing us today.
I thought that was one of the easy ones. The next 2 are way harder.
God.
You're not going to get this
I
one.
don't know
It
what a
is
cudgel is.
damsel weapon, colon, 2 times the serenity. 2 times the space, serenity. Here you go.
Can you put it in private chat,
I
please?
am. God damn it, I got 50 things to click.
He gets so mad. You must hate having to like you
Damsel
realise when-
weapon, colon, 2 times the space,
Damsel weapon.
serenity. Cisco Roke got it right away.
Oh my
Get fucked,
Damsel weapon.
you idiots.
Oh dear.
Damsel weapon. 2 times the serenity.
This game's not allowed on Xbox. It was originally pretty famous for being on Xbox.
Then I don't know what this is one of those stupid ones now where I figured out the start and I don't know the stupid subtitle because I don't really know this game. It's an anime game.
Take a good guess
If
at
you
it,
just
and
said
I'll
it's not
probably
allowed
give
on
it to
Xbox, it's an anime game.
you. Yeah, take a guess what the first thing is. You get it. That's good enough.
Oh, then I know the first. Would
Yeah.
you give it to me for the first?
And then take a guess on the second if it's anywhere in the ballpark.
Gal gun?
What would be 2 times the?
Double.
Damn, you got it. Double piece. You got it. There's a point.
I've never even heard of that game. I know Gal Gun. the
I said you weren't going to get
franchise.
this one.
Giving a point for half an answer? That's unusual. Don't think that's ever happened. That's
You didn't get Batman
You're
Arkham
really
Knight.
annoyed.
You get nothing. I'm going to take your point away.
I only got that because you said it's not allowed on Xbox, which means it's an anime game. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I would have been trying to guess some Western game.
Tied at 1. The next hint is 1 word, kind of. It is the 14th letter, hyphen, additional, hyphen, additional. The original game, huge on Xbox Live Arcade. This sequel did not come to it. Sick.
Yes. N++.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Didn't get it quick enough.
I was literally like A, P.
All right.
Yeah, so I was going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. And I was like, oh yeah, that N game. I just couldn't remember what it was.
All right, next one's really tough. Then we're back to some easy ones.
Okay.
This one, released in 2015, is known as, 1 word, it's a compound word, Purgatory Plungers. Nick.
Helldivers.
Correct.
Nice.
Tied at 2.
Ooh. Just remember, Mohammed, if Nick doesn't win this for you,
Yeah.
is he still he's still his number one fan?
All right, now that this next
He
one
knows
can
I'm
win,
trying.
I'm jumping to my
Without
dumbest.
cheating.
Jumping to the dumbest one I've got. It's 3 total words. I will put it in private chat. You'll see exactly how it goes. Fantastical harm dash input output creator. Fantastical harm.
And this is 3 words.
3 words. It's in private chat. Fantastical harm dash input output creator.
2015.
The only hint I'll give is this is a word I've had to think of a lot of different stupid ways to say. This is the best one.
Fantastical.
Input, output.
This game just had its servers turned off. So there was a concerted effort to do everything you could in this game before said servers went off. Jesus Christ, here's a platter. I'm trying to hand it to you.
Man.
Jesus Christ. No one in chat either. Mar.
No, it's not that. It can't be that. I was
Time
going to
is
say
going.
Mirror's
5,
Edge Catalyst. I
4,
was going to say Mirror's Edge
3,
Catalyst, but it's not Mirror's
2,
Edge Catalyst.
1. Super Mario Maker.
See, my mind
Mar.
doesn't even
I
go to
said
Nintendo.
Mar. I said Mar.
My mind does not even go to Nintendo games with this because you never do Nintendo games. So my mind never goes to Nintendo
I've only got 3
games.
left. You guys better get one of these right.
Oh, man.
I literally
This is
said
tense.
Mar.
This is very tense.
I was like,
I
please,
don't know, I thought
just
you were having a stroke.
Mar. 2 words. Those words are large goblet. Starting the timer.
This
Run
should
out
be
of
so
patience.
easy.
Oh my god,
6,
large goblet?
5, 4, 3, 2,
This should be so
1.
easy.
Massive
Big
chalice.
Big cup.
Big cup.
This is an
You're
Xbox
like,
first party
you
title.
better
now.
get one of these. And then he gave us like fucking 4 seconds to get it.
Next word coming. It is 2 words. Those words are angry Aussie. Starting the timer. Sick.
Oh, fuck.
Mad Max.
Yeah,
Correct.
beat you to it. Didn't press it quick enough.
Close call.
All right, I got one more.
Ruben-
You guys
Rugrabu.
literally got through 9 before you could get friggin' 3 right. For one person, you got 4 right combined. Whoopty shit. All right, final one. Jesus Christ, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. They are surmounting of the catacomb ransacker. It's easy. Surmounting of the catacomb ransacker. Nick.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Correct. We are in a dead tie. No one wins this week. That was the name of the game, folks. Thanks again.
No.
Oh.
Come on now. Come on now.
Why couldn't that one have been before?
Oh, I'm glad it wasn't.
That is the
Congratulations.
best Uncharted game ever made. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it was good. Congratulations, Rugrabu. Please reach out to Jesse in Discord or
Sorry,
on the
Mohammed,
forums,
I tried.
and you can win a
I
game
tried.
code. Mohammed, commiserations.
I tried.
Didn't try enough. Didn't try enough. Okay. And on that note, it's time for our community questions. If you're wondering, community questions, how do I submit one of those? How could I possibly get involved on such a cool and unique thought of a podcast? Who does this? Well, it's all, again, exclusive to our Patreon members who get access to the super secret Patreon lounge in the forums and on the Discord. And you guys can bug us with questions every week.
And me and
most of the time,
me and Jesse love our patrons.
not this guy. not this guy. You know why? Because it's called community questions. Yeah, it's not community statements. It's not community paragraphs.
What it actually is,
questions.
it's community diary entries.
Yeah, community
And
short
I'm fine
stories.
with it. John hates it though. He literally goes to the server and he just starts peeing all over it. And it's like, Jesus Christ,
It's true.
John, we can't
You know
afford
when the
another
forum's
one.
down? I've just peed on it. That's why. True
I
story.
love our patrons.
I know.
So nice.
Hold on.
They are pretty awesome.
Yep. Super good. And they all
Kitty
think
cat delivery.
I like them mostly because they all think I'm very good looking. Which I am. They are technically correct, which is the best kind of correct.
True story.
Yep. Okay. Community questions. time.
Community questions.
Jesse brother. So, Senua's Saga has been completed, and I have an apology for my brother, a comment for John, and a question for Nick. Jess, not sure if you noticed my ignorant comment in last week's chat about the footage of Senua battling Thorgester. Good
Nice.
luck saying that name, Nick. Did I say it?
I have no idea.
You did,
I'm
yeah.
American.
Thorgester. That's correct.
Thorgester.
Yep.
Being a spoiler. Later, I realised that was just from when she defeats and spares him towards the early part of the game. My bad. John, you were not only being genuine with your 10 out of 10 score for the game, you were quite brave as well.
I am brave.
Which leads me to this week's question. Brave. You didn't fucking cure cancer
so
or something,
brave.
dude. You gave a game a review score.
I know, so
Nick,
brave.
What is it you can't
Would-
face?
See, I know when to use shit.
Nick, will you forgive me for completely agreeing with Mr. Clark? Actually, you don't have to answer because I don't give an orthodox Aussie shit what you have to say.
Your surprise guest last week. Your surprise guest last week was a nice guy, but about as dull as Jess thinks his game is.
I
That's
said
not
it was
very
fine.
nice. That's not very nice.
I didn't say it was dull.
That's not very nice, Trav.
And Jess is not only your best reviewer. I mean, when you're the default,
Then I guess, you know.
he's much more than voice of God. So toodles and anon.
I like to hear. I love seeing the phrase "anon." Like that's a phrase that my old man used. See you anon, and it's nice to see it
you
come
anon.
back. See you anon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trav.
That's
But that
not
was
very-
mean. But also,
Our
you're
guest
right. I am
was-
brave.
You know what our guests would have to say to you, Jesse brother?
What is it you can't face?
You can't anymore left.
That is permanent in the rotation, that one.
Okay. Yes. Yep. Okay. Next question. Hytham G.
Nick's at a rave.
Yeah. I used to smash the nightclubs back in the day. I was quite the podium whore
Ooh, hold on. I can. Hold on.
Back in
I can. Boop, boop.
back in my nightclub days. But I also happen to be a fantastic dancer, which helps.
Yeah. Go, Nick, go.
Okay.
How do they do it? The reverse the car.
Stack them shelves.
The bow and
Grease
arrow.
that pole.
Start the lawnmower.
Oh Christ. Oh, I'm actually crying.
What is it you can't face?
Oh God. At least you didn't whip out big fish, little fish cardboard box.
Someone.
Big fish, little fish. Couple
Oh, yeah, come on, boys.
Where's that from again?
Climb the ladder.
What is that from? I forget.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's start again. Hytham G.
Don't laugh at Hytham. That's not very nice.
Oh my god. Have some water. Fuck. Now,
I had to unplug you because you were like setting me off more. I had to disconnect.
so although we don't know what holiday is Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So here is my Lord of the Rings and Hobbit question down below.
Oh my god.
Okay. What is your favourite Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies? For me, it's Lord of the Rings Return of the King and The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. But what is your favourite Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movie anyway? 2.
What?
Who
No, he
is
gets
your
one.
own
He gets
Lord of the-
one. It's like $6 a month. You get one. This is so long.
Jesse's mad today. I'm
No, but
scared.
look-
This
oh
is
my-
like punish Jesse.
It's
You need
supposed
an
to be
eye
community
patch.
questions. This is 4 questions.
So question 2 is who's your favourite Lord of the Rings Hobbit character, and 3 is your favourite Lord of the Rings and Hobbit game. Shadow of Mordor is my favourite game because holy shit, I fucking love that game so much.
Very fond memories of Return of the King in the OG Xbox generation.
I like the
PS2,
Ralph
yeah,
Bakshi
yeah.
cartoon. That's the only thing I like.
My favourite
I love all of the
movie,
films.
I guess Return of the King. I wasn't
Re-
huge on them.
They're one movie. It's
Yeah.
no point in choosing them because you don't have the beginning, you don't have the middle, or you don't have the end.
Return of
they're
the
a
King
story.
purely for the Rohirrim march is just like epic.
Rest in peace,
Goosebumps.
Bernard.
Yeah, but late Bernard Hill being absolutely awesome and ad-libbing going down the spears with his men. And also, fun fact, the way that, the army screaming, death! They went to like New Zealand, like All Blacks rugby game and recorded, got the crowd to, "Death!" And that's why it sounds so fucking awesome.
They showed a picture of the
Really
manager of their rival team, and they just started yelling it without prompting.
Yeah. Oh. I'm okay now.
Okay.
Nick. I'm okay. You okay?
I actually forgot that we were meant to have a rumour mill. It'll have to be after community questions.
Stick around for the rumor mill,
oops.
everyone. As long as it's
Oops.
Fortnite,
Totally
otherwise
forgot.
I'm muting them.
You. Hello, gents. To follow on from good old Collingwood's excellent question last week, I wondered, what comic book series / character deserves a new video game adaptation and why? I feel like both Daredevil and Constantine deserve new games. Their previous games have felt quite restricted by the technology of their time. I'm also hoping the ABK Transformers games get the FPS boost treatment soon. Oh, that'd be cool.
I would have said Blade because his original game was so bad. And
I
now
would
they're
have said
bringing it
Iron
back.
Man because
Yeah,
the
it's so
Iron Man
boring.
360 game wasn't good, but at least we're getting a new Iron Man game, and I could not possibly be more excited.
has-
So taking
been in stuff. Iron Man VR is pretty fun.
I mean, if they
Okay,
can
but-
just take the
And
flight
Avengers.
system from Anthem and make a really
Yes.
good Iron Man game,
Anthem's
great.
there. You have Anthem.
You're
Just
using Unreal.
reskin it.
They're not using.
Reskin it and change the map to New York or whatever.
They're using a new
And
engine.
you've got your Iron Man game. It's there. The foundation's there.
I have no idea how game dev works. I am curious if they bring anything over because it is, I think, Unreal. It's not Frostbite.
I'm just saying that
No, it
Anthem
was Frostbite.
feels...
No, I'm saying Iron
Anthem.
Man.
Oh yeah, the new game isn't Frostbite, but yes.
Yeah, but Anthem feels perfect. It feels perfect for an Iron Man game. So taking Iron Man away, what would I want next? Blade's already happening. What's something that's not happening, or that we know of? I don't know. Doesn't everyone want another Hulk game?
Yeah, the Team Green could use a Hulk game.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't be exclusive though. I love the
say
idea of a
Hulk,
new
but
Constantine.
it would probably be like, yeah, a new Constantine could be cool. But
Like-
we talk about Hulk. Knowing our luck, it's probably being done by Insomniac. Alongside like X-Men and everything else Insomniac is doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Constantine, though, if I think about like making it like part like detective, part spiritual healer, like you go around, like I don't know
Max
what
Payne.
Yeah,
Payne.
could
Make
be
it
really
Max
cool.
Payne. Just make it a modern day Max Payne 2.
I was still mind blown when Constantine was the first movie to have an after credits bit.
I know, and we didn't
Before
even
Marvel.
know.
We didn't even know. Like
We
someone had
didn't
to
even
tell
know.
us on this podcast, and I went and watched the film again. I was like,
I only discovered that Constantine had an end credit scene like earlier this year or late
mental.
last year. Like, and we watched it in the cinema. But back in 2005, end credit cutscenes weren't really a thing that was so commonly done. So no one hung around. And then you see Shia LaBeouf land on his gravestone, and I'm like,
as an angel.
what do you mean? I'm like, what? But yes,
I think for
a
me,
constant-
it would be probably. I really would like a nice Hellboy game. We just got one that was not. I didn't like. I don't want to be mean about it. But like an actual like good action detective-y Hellboy thing would be pretty fun.
No, Christopher, no.
In MSA, we don't have corporate. I'm making a joke. I told
My
him
brother was just ringing me, and I had to reject the call because we're doing the podcast. So he's put a question in the chat. No, I don't want that Steam Deck. I don't want a Steam Deck. It's okay.
it can maybe wait. No, Rocket League's epic. No, if you didn't already
Yeah,
own it on
that's right.
Steam, you can't get it. Or Fortnite.
Yeah. Or Fortnite. Yeah.
Yep.
What else would be a good comic book game? What else? Anyone?
I mean, most of
I
them
can't.
mind.
I don't care about comic book characters.
I do.
You're a bitter and broken man, John. We know.
I
I
do.
just don't care.
I'm getting all the ones I want, so it's like that. I'm struggling to think of other ones because I'm getting all the ones I want. I'm getting Iron Man. I'm getting Blade. I'm getting like they would probably be the first two I would have asked for if they didn't already exist. So, yeah. Constantine, that would just be a mix of Alan Wake and Max Payne 2.
Yeah.
If you were to combine Max Payne 2 and Alan Wake 2, there's Constantine. He even has the light thing, like Constantine has. Alan Wake 2 kind of, in a way, already is. The skeleton is already there for a Constantine game in Alan Wake 2.
Maybe. Remedy.
Demons and everything, and you get rid of them with the light. It's very much a Constantine game already. Go play Alan Wake 2.
No, I already did.
Game of the year.
It's pretty
Even
good. I
without
liked
the
it a lot.
cutscenes. 99 Rukin. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. I want to start off with this from my question last week. I should have worded it better. I know Embracer made a shitty Hellboy game, but what I meant was like how Sony got the rights to make a Spider-Man game from Disney. I wanted Xbox to get the rights to make a Hellboy game from Embracer. For my question today is, how do you sunset / killed a liked / beloved character? Spoilers, by the way. For example, they're the right way, like Gears 5, where you choose who to save, JD or Dell, and I bet most people pick JD to save and choose Dell to die because of Marcus, and then There's the wrong way with the Modern Warfare 3 reboot soap death for now. Thoughts? Yeah, but the problem is when you let people choose, like now,
Which
what
one's canon?
happens in Gears 6?
Yeah,
They
I agree.
both are
Like,
dead.
The thing, like, and this is relevant, I guess, is Mass Effect still the original trilogy. Think about what they did. Like, ignore the upset that you may have felt towards the end of Mass Effect 3. That journey, every decision you made along that journey of games had relevance.
It became a little number to make you have a tiny bit more of a chance to beat the bad guys.
Like you spared this guy, you did this, like that. It remembered.
Yeah, when you look
And
at the
you
web,
didn't see another game do it. You know what I mean?
When you look
Like
at the
since.
web, oh no, you have Baldur's Gate 3 does it 50 times more. But
Baldur's
I
Gate
know
3
what
does
you
it in
mean.
one game, but yeah.
Yeah, but Baldur's Gate 3 is like longer than Mass Effect, like 12 times over. It's insanely long if you want to do the whole thing. When you look at the whole spider web of Mass Effect, it's really impressive of the nans for having to do all that stuff. But when they realized, and a reason a lot of people get mad at 3 is they did have to condense a lot of what mattered
Yes.
and didn't matter. Obviously, it would have been ridiculous, especially when you're on DVDs. The best thing about Mass Effect, and going back, it's still awesome. They made small areas and they made small things feel big. Like none of that game is actually big open world. It's always these little small areas.
Corridors.
You're very restricted in which you can move, but they were so good at making it feel bigger. And that is very hard to do now. Like, because things look so much better and we are used to Ubisoft games that literally will be fucking a state in America like Texas size. Like, we're used to so much bigger and higher fidelity. I think it's really hard to get back and do that because you can have like a Disco Elysium, which is a very small scale in comparison, but way deeper in the choice and consequence stuff. So, yeah. I definitely think the choice and consequence stuff in AAA, outside of a unicorn like Baldur's Gate 3 and Mass Effect, it has to eventually become pretty. This is what it's going to for the next game.
Yeah, they have to pick one. Like, I'm very curious when it comes to Gears 6. What's the canon ending of the decision I made? Or are you going to look at my save file and register the decision I made and then play the game differently?
Because I would imagine if they do that, it means you don't see the character that's alive that much. Because it means they'd have to be a lot more work to do all of their stuff twice with each
Very
character.
intrigued.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who I chose.
I played enough.
Actually,
I've
can't
chose both
remember.
of them multiple times, and I feel horrible every time I choose to save Dell because of what it does to Marcus.
Yeah.
I actually can't remember, to be honest. Probably because I just didn't enjoy that game that much. Okay.
What is it you can't face?
What was your choice?
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't face the choice. What's next?
Vinny.
Vinny13. Morning.
Kindred.
I'd not paid any attention to Hellblade 2 in the run-up to launch. A snap decision years back that the original wasn't my kind of game. However, your coverage over the last few weeks got me to play through the first game and started the second this week, so thank you. On to the question, which is, why do you think that Hellblade 2 didn't launch on PlayStation at the same time as Xbox PC? Other Microsoft-acquired titles that have had sequels games previously on PlayStation have done multi-platform from launch. Minecraft Psychonauts 2. Not quite the same thing. The new Doom rumor chat on headlines this week was also that it would likely be multi-plat for the launch due to the multi-plat history of the franchise. Just curious why Microsoft went this route with Hellblade 2, which of course will come out everywhere eventually. Cheers, lads. It's not a like-for-like situation.
I would put this down to developer
Timing.
focus and optimization. So,
But timing
Hellblade
as
2.
well.
Not just that, but Hellblade 2 is, especially for, like, I don't think it was really praised in this department. There were no bugs. There were no issues. It was extremely performant on Series S and Series X.
That doesn't
and
matter
it's
right
out
now.
and it's great. I know. But
Minecraft
that was their
already
focus.
multi-plat.
Yeah, I know.
Psychonauts 2, they had a contractual obligation Other
Psychonauts
things
2 was a Kickstarter.
and it was only
And it-
4. They didn't do a PlayStation 5 version. They didn't do
That's right.
Switch. And things have changed. We saw
That's right.
at the FTC case, Phil was like, all of it exclusive. I'm pissed. And then
That's right.
now they're going back on that.
Things have changed and are continuing to change. Like, at first, Indiana Jones was multiplat. Then Microsoft renegotiated the contract, made it exclusive. Now that may change again, and it might become multiplat again. Like, things are literally changing as we speak. Like,
Yeah.
so it's not.
And there's nothing to say that Ninja Theory aren't immediately going to get to work and suddenly 6 months or a year down the line
That's
you'll
right.
see Hellblade
Hellblade.
2 drop on PlayStation.
I said it
I
earlier
don't
in the
know
year.
that, but it wouldn't
I said
surprise
it
me.
earlier in the year. Don't be surprised to see Hellblade 2 make its way to PlayStation eventually.
Yeah, it's really
We got an angry super chat. How dare you two? I didn't
Yeah,
do
there's
this.
a couple of super chats. There's executive producer Ass4ssin Entertainment, Ghost Rider with DMC gameplay made by Capcom. Actually, that actually could be
Yeah,
quite
that'd
good.
that sounds fun.
Or even God of War, OG God of War, which is effectively the same as Devil May Cry. 99 Rukin, you actually didn't answer my question.
You
Didn't we?
pricks.
We did. I thought we did discuss about choices and all that sort of stuff. And I said,
How do you sunset kill a like beloved character? Spoilers. To more definitively answer your question, and apologies, 99 Rukin, for not being definitive.
oh, I thought we did.
If in a video game, if I were going to choose to kill a character that is beloved, I think they have to go out. It depends on in what way. If they're like heroic loved. If I look back at like Sergeant Johnson, like he went out saving the chief.
Yeah.
But like it also felt like completely out of the blue, that death, and you're like, why are you doing this, Bungie?
Yeah, it
It's
needs
cool.
to. I think you're saying it needs to feel earned, and it needs to be canon. Like that was our point. Is it can't just be a choice. Current modern
Because the
AAA
game has
titles
to
are
follow it through.
yeah. Modern AAA titles are too big, so it can't be that player choice. It needs to make sense in the story. Even in Gears, it just felt a little ham-fisted because it's not something that happens for a reason. Something you did, something that was built up to. It's just hey, Supermom's here. Like it's even there. I'm like, nah. I don't like the choice. I don't like it when it doesn't feel like it happened for any other reason than to shock you. Like if it makes sense some way.
Like the Dom death in the original Gears trilogy over the series of games hunting for his partner and then find, like that was earned, right? I hope that is a better answer to the question.
Yeah, I think it's more it's a more comprehensive version of what we were saying.
Yeah.
Apologies, 99.
Whinger.
You apologize, but we all know you don't actually care, John.
That's right.
I didn't call
Fucking
99
monster.
Rukin a big whinger. Jeez,
Okay.
Nick.
Zip. I haven't had a question from Zip for a while.
He's giving a zip.
Since the topic is related to the new Call of Duty, what's the last Call of Duty campaign you played? And assuming they were all added to Game Pass on the same day, which old campaign would you play first? The last Call of Duty campaign I played all the way through was Modern Warfare 2, the latest Modern Warfare 2. And if I Men in Blacked myself and had to go back through all the old ones, Advanced Warfare. It is an unbelievable campaign, that one.
Is that the space one?
Nope. That's
That's
Infinite.
Infinite, yeah. Advanced is
Advanced
the one with
Warfare is the Kevin Spacey one.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's going after all the boy soldiers.
I think
Oh wait, no.
It's Advanced and Infinite are the ones I'd want to go back and play because I kind of didn't play them when they came out.
Advanced Warfare, fantastic campaign.
I remember liking it, but knowing
It's
that
so
Nick
good.
likes it, it's probably not very good.
It's so good, Advanced Warfare. And obviously, Modern Warfare 2019 is great, and 2007 Modern Warfare is great. Like, all gillied up is just... Those really stealthy sniper silencer levels are just the best thing that... Call of
I
Duty
played
does.
through all of the Modern Warfare reboot and I played through all of Modern Warfare 2. I played for a bit of Modern Warfare 3 and then the open world stuff started happening and I was like, this isn't as fun. And then I stopped. Yeah.
I also played most of World War II. I played through most of the World War II campaign.
No, I don't like that
Yeah,
one.
I played a bit of it and again, kind of just meh.
I remember liking
Warfare has
World at
this-
War, playing co-op. That was fun.
Oh, God,
That was
I
the-
fucking hated that game.
That was after
I just
COD
like the
2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just like the co-op. That's all I remember.
I liked the fact that arms and legs blew off because it added vehicles in multiplayer, didn't it? Yeah. I played
Fucking hated World at War.
Kiefer.
Okay. What?
Kiefer Sutherland in World at War.
Was he?
I thought so.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't believe so. But yeah, Assassin
Memories
Entertainment
of.
has said he's never played the original Modern Warfare. Oh boy, you're in for a bit of a treat.
Yeah. Gary
a
Oldman
very
and Kiefer
good
Sutherland. Get fucked.
Cool. Good
It's a
cast.
very good campaign.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare. All gillied up. Wait till you get to all gillied up, and you're just crawling through the long grass with your grass suit and this amazing sniper rifle, and you're just picking people off. Just
And you got the Coriolis effect.
so good. It's so good. Okay. Creaky Legs. We're a week away from potentially the best lineup in Xbox history, as they say every year. That will somehow get overshadowed by some bad messaging taken way out of context, I'm sure. But regardless, in the moment, I'm going to have fun watching it, screaming with excitement at all my capitalistic dreams coming true. I also wish my XboxEra pals the safest travels to LA. May you have the most relaxing flights without screaming children or horrible back pain from sitting still so long.
Many thanks.
Enjoy In-N-Out for me. It's the best fast food burger.
Right, pause. Yes, I've heard about this. I've got my trusty. I'm an influencer gimbaled camera thing, so I will do some like shorts and stuff.
Jump
on
out of the
YouTube
plane
and
as you're
stuff.
going over New York and get Shake Shack, and it'll be a lot better.
We've got Shake Shack over here.
Yeah, but the New York one. You're Aussie.
I did see-
English food is shit. We all know this. You can't say otherwise. I'm not going.
I'm
to
good.
Yeah.
We're gonna do.
Ooh, I'm
Mrs.
going
and
to
I
give
were
you beans
discussing
on a
today.
pizza. Yeah, you're great.
Chill. Mrs. and I were discussing this today, funny enough. When you guys are here for Gamescom and we do the live podcast from the next room, we're going to do a live food game. We're going to do a live food game, and we're going to give you some staple British foods and get you to score them.
Oh my God, there's a Five Guys in Melbourne now.
Five Guys is good too.
I don't eat beans. Just I
But
won't.
I googled like good
Five
places to
Guys
eat, and I
here
saw
now.
a place in LA called The Melt, which is just a place that's focused on grilled cheese sandwiches. I was like, what?
mean?
Okay, I'm in.
There's a
Sign
Five
me
Guys
up.
in Melbourne. When did that open?
Happy days.
There's a place called
The downside
Nobu
is
in Los Angeles. You should go there. It's real cheap.
Nobu's in Melbourne. The first launched in Melbourne. Robert De Niro came down here and launched
Damn it, you're
here in
ruining it. I was trying to
Melbourne
tell him to
years ago.
go. I was trying to trick him into wasting a ton of money on sushi.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Oh, okay.
I don't like sushi, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
that'd be super wasteful.
We're still talking. Hello, still asking the question.
Okay, sorry.
It's the best fast food burger. Ask for your fries to be double fried though, or they'll be hella gross and limp. Also, drink lemonade with it. Honestly, makes the whole experience better. Imo,
Okay.
in my opinion. May Jesse have zero issues streaming or getting his 1,000 articles posted. May his cat sleep soundly far away from the modem. Jesse doesn't have issues. It's always YouTube's fault. Always.
No, it's not. It was restreamed last time.
All right.
Look, I'm
And may
pushing
Nick
I'm
have-
pushing a very high bit rate right now. 0 frames dropped again, just like the last couple weeks. Suck shit, Nick.
And may Nick have the best cup of coffee at 1 a.m.
we
or
gone down.
whenever he has to wake up to react.
What
and
timing?
pretend he doesn't know the entire show already. Even though I'm sure he will have posted 12 cryptic tweets that alluded to everything, but he disguised it as footy tweets because he knows we don't care about that. With lots of mostly genuine love, Creaky. Yes, so one of our patrons is going to be in Melbourne. He will probably be in the background of of my stream when we're doing the show. So we're planning on getting a late night Macca's coffee because that's all that's going to be open at that time of night. Fucking hell.
I said the wrong thing. We're down right now.
It's streaming fine.
No, I'm
for
fine.
me.
I'm kidding. We're fine. Get fucked, Nick.
I didn't
Take
say
that,
anything.
gods. Come at my internet.
Smite me, oh mighty smiter.
Yeah, sorry,
Yes.
I'm lying, chat.
Yes, I don't know the whole show. I know some of the
And
show.
you're not allowed to say any of it.
most
Xbox Era
of
Corporate
it
told
is-
us that.
Is the stuff that's already rumored out there.
I'll be right back. I gotta give these cats treats. They are going insane.
I am yet to get the full list from my list person that gave me last year's showcase and the state of plays and all that sort of stuff. So I'm yet to have that person send me a list. But when they do,
You will say nothing.
I will lick it all.
No, you won't. For folks that are LA natives, please do give me a list of suggestions of places to eat. I have to be careful. I'm on a diet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on a diet.
And you're in America.
Yeah, and then I'm going to LA when I'm going to be like, oh, food. But
You'll ask
plus
for a small Coke and it'll be this big.
I've lost 5 pounds in a week. I've lost 5 pounds.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I've actually put on weight. I need to start losing it again. Okay. Next question.
Thanks, Creaky.
Even though that wasn't really a question.
Ooh. I also
It was
wanted
more
to say
nice
real
things.
quick,
Nice things.
next week, maybe. This giant fucking thing.
Looks fun.
Cool.
I'll probably stream putting it together as I shoot the shit with people.
Okay. LeeLayfield.
I'll ask that question in a
guys.
sec, Mash.
Hey guys.
Go on.
I wasn't that impressed with Sony's state of play, and it seems a lot of people feel the same. Some okay titles, but nothing gripping outside of Monster Hunter Wilds for me. Maybe next time. Question. Will we hear the incredible wrap it up sound effect at SGF? Bonus question. At SGF in the Xbox event, what game will get the longest showtime, excluding COD, per event? Bonus question for Nick. Will Silk Song be at the show? I've just played a Hollow Knight, and my goodness, it's the second greatest Metroidvania of all time. Second to Super Metroid. Oh, Mash, thank you
10 memberships. Thank you, Mash.
for that.
Yeah, I got one. It always happens.
Oh my god, I still don't have one. That's ridiculous.
Who's Christopher Roke? We got Christopher and Cisco Roke. Who knew? Two
Wonder if it's the
Rokes.
same person.
2 Rokes for the price of 1.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't heard if Silk Song will be at the show. It would make sense for it to be.
Yeah, that's how they
So
win.
I will say I expect it to be from
It's
that
the
perspective.
last show it was at.
Yes, but I haven't heard it will be. I just expect it to be at this point. Hollow Knight, second greatest Metroidvania.
It is phenomenal. It's got some of the best bosses. That's, I think,
really
really.
not.
You have to. It has a shitty opening when you don't know what to do. Once you
Godzilla
figure out,
-1 of Metroidvanias.
once you figure out what to do, and there are people that now that I know what to do, I can get to what the good stuff in like an hour. But the first time, it can take like 10 hours to get to the good stuff, and then it's incredible from there. And then the DLC is great. It very much felt like it's only a couple of guys making it, and it took them a while. They figured it out. The opening's not great. Everything else is great. So if the opening's a 4, like literally bad, the rest is 9 to 10. It's really good. As someone who's played and beat the whole thing, unlike you.
Second to Super Metroid. Super Metroid's overrated.
Oh, yeah, no.
AF. Super
Incredible
Metroid
for
is
the time,
Over,
but
yeah, maybe back then,
Yeah.
like in 94 or whatever, but like I played it as a 20-year-old, as a 20-something-year-old, and I'm like, I don't enjoy this game. Like, I actually didn't enjoy it. Super Metroid. I was like staggered. And I love the 3D Metroids and I love Metroid Dread. But Super Metroid, I actually did not enjoy it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have it as number 2. I just understand why people do. I like Ori and SteamWorld Dig 2. Oh my god, that game's so fucking
Ori,
good.
Prince of Persia.
Yeah. I like Lost Crown
Shadow
more,
Complex.
even if I don't think Lost Crown overall is better. But I enjoyed it
Shadow
more.
Complex is amazing. Shadow Complex is incredible. Play Shadow Complex. Yeah, I just...
It's just a genre
I don't
negative
rate-
0. I wouldn't be tired of
Even
a
Wonder
good
Boy.
genre.
Wonder Boy 3. Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap, to me, is better than Super Metroid.
You ever play Owlboy?
No.
It was really good. I really liked Owlboy. Great music.
If you want to play a good old Metroidvania, play Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap.
No.
That's great. Okay. Oh, bonus question. At the Xbox event, what will get the longest showtime? Indie?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. That or
I reckon
Avowed.
Indie.
Depends on is it just a gameplay thing? I think Avowed showed a little more, even though it really
Or do
felt
you
like
think
that
they'll
environment.
surprise us? Do you think they'll surprise us and make it like Perfect Dark or something? Or South of Midnight?
Or like a real deep
I
dive
may-
into Clockwork Revolution, like something that would take a little while to
yeah.
explain.
I heard one or two things about South of Midnight that got me very excited.
I'm so hyped for that game.
Yeah, especially after what I heard. I was like, oh yeah, hello. It's like, hello.
Type it in private chat.
What?
Type it in private chat.
Okay. Executive producer, Assassin Entertainment. Hello to John, Nick, and Jesse. After talking with friends after that state of play earlier this week, we came around to agreeing it was a 6.5 to 7.5 average score. Not bad, but it was definitely not Sony's best. And yes, we went in with our expectations checked, especially thanks to Nick. It's the service I provide. I like to be a bit of a downer like that. The bar is set low enough to where Microsoft really doesn't have to do much to upstage the competition. Oh, it depends on which outlet's talking about it. My question is, do we really think Microsoft is going to wow us with a better show than years past? We've heard they have more games than last year. They supposedly have Gear 6, Perfect Dark, Doom, The Dark Ages, and definitely some compelling third-party and Game Pass announcements for the show. The potential is there, but will we see Xbox shine? P.S. Anyone else find it ridiculous the amount of distance between games? Anyone find it ridiculous the amount of distance between games in the fall lineup is? For example, Stalker 2 and Astrobot are only a day apart. As a multi-platform player myself, it's a great time, but frustrating. We as gamers are beyond spoiled. Thank you guys for the hard work.
And that's a big reason why that whole FOMO first party strategy would never work. When you just look at not just first party, you look at everything. There's way too much for anyone to keep up with. They're not going to feel the pull to get to Spider-Man 2 nearly as hard as you think. Like, it might be incredible. They might love it. But spending $500 when they've already got a $4,000 or a $2,000 PC? No, they'll wait. There's too much.
I agree.
Again, Assassin, on paper, purely on paper, it should be a better show than past years. On paper. But as I said earlier, we don't know how these games are going to show. We don't know, or at least I don't yet know, is Gears 6 just going to be a logo trailer? Is Doom just going to be a 1 minute, a 10-second teaser where you just see his helmet glow or some shit? Like, we don't know what form all this stuff is going to take. There was also my little tease on Twitter saying fans of Xbox 360 era JRPGs might have something for them. I think that game will be a nice little surprise for people.
Not really, because
try and hype it up.
said what it was, essentially.
There's other people that know, apparently, but yeah.
Well, he said, are you feeling the blues? It's a
That'll
Blues
be a
Clues
nice
game.
little surprise for people. Okay, I'll stop short of saying something else I was going to say.
See, this is why XboxEra Corporate's like, be on that mute button.
I was just about to say something else, and I'm like, okay.
I muted you. Okay, I'll
There
unmute
is
you.
another publisher who will have a fairly...
Boom, nope.
third-party publisher.
No one
Stop
heard
it.
a single word. No one heard any of it. It's so good. I love
Oh,
it.
really?
Yep.
Yeah, no, you stop it.
So you didn't mute me. You didn't mute me in StreamYard. You muted me on OBS.
Yeah, you have no control in here. Billy.
Yeah, you stop it, Nicholas. Sorry,
There's a third-party
folks.
publisher that's going to have a significant...
Nope. I'm literally. I'm
Bullshit.
literally.
Don't do it, Nick.
Bullshit.
Don't do
There's
it.
no way knowing you beat me there. No way.
Next,
No
well,
way.
John started yelling.
It's going to be...
I mean, I'll just leave you muted. I'll read the last question. Hello, John, Nick, and Jesse. John, a couple. Oh,
Collingwood. Hello, John, Nick, and Jesse. John, a couple of weeks ago, I asked you what you wanted to do while in Los Angeles. Now I'll ask, who do you want to meet most over in California? It's not just industry figures, but influencers and content creators. Colt Eastwood was just in London. Did Did you get to meet
He
him
was.
while he was over there? Or
No, I
will you
wasn't
need to
invited.
see him in his home country? No, he was there with Gaz.
He was
Good old Collingwood. P.S. Nick, I was surprised last week that you didn't know about Tau Day. Tau Day is held on 25th of May to celebrate the life and works of Douglas Adams, creator of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a movie I haven't seen. I expected John to know it, though, being British and a sci-fi nut, which begs the question, which is best, the radio serial, the books, or the TV series or the movie? I know none of those things.
Shame to say it. Yeah, I know who Douglas Adams is. I have seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think I read a bit of it when I was a kid.
42.
Yeah, that's the thing that everyone says. I didn't know about Tau Day either, so I have let you down, good old Collingwood. I've let you down. Sorry.
Because you're a
Heard of
patron.
Hitchhiker's Guide?
You know why
Yeah.
he let him down. He's a patron and you hate him.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be. In terms of like people I get to meet, yeah, like hopefully I'll meet Colt. It looks like I'm going to meet a whole host of people from the American side of things, which is nice.
Sniper.
I'm actually more than anybody else. I'm really looking forward to hopefully meeting Mr. Jason Ronald in the flesh, if possible. I know he's not a content creator, but he kind of is. He
Do
creates,
not
like these
ask
awesome
to
machines.
stroke his beard. It's weird.
Is
Don't
that
do
not?
it.
Is that not a done thing?
I know you want
What
to.
if I just kind of
get
go,
it.
oh?
That's where my beard is heading.
Okay,
That's
Like
where
that,
my
with
beard
that-
is heading, towards Jason Ronald levels. Look.
His beard!
Oh, you're peeking. Oh.
Oh, dear.
Calm down.
Yeah, sorry.
He was thinking about sucking
excited.
dick and he
Okay.
just got really excited. I know. I get it. I get it. Look, it's an adult podcast.
What is it you can't face?
No, the other
What
thing.
is it you can't face?
No, the other thing.
Okay. That's it. That's the end of the questions.
But it's
That's
not
the
the
end
end
of
of
the
the show
show.
because it's the rumor mill that Nick keeps
There's the
talking
rumor
about.
mill.
I'm pressing
That's
the
the end of the
button.
show. It's a Fortnite rumor mill.
We've never heard that before. It's the rumor mill. Things change, we can't be sure. It's the rumor mill. You know they may not come true.
The XboxEra podcast is not responsible for websites presenting these rumors as facts.
Are we back?
We are now back.
We're back. Okay. Rumor mill.
I'm gonna have to ban
Fortnite
John's
time.
account. Spamming.
Fortnite time. Woo! Fortnite. I wasn't going to go with this. I sent a DM to get approval, and I did. So, as many of you have seen, a lot of my Fortnite leaks have happened. Magneto. We read that one out not long ago, the Magneto one. I mentioned a bunch of other X-Men, and we've since seen... Oh, and did you see Hypex, one of the other big Fortnite leakers, going, I think we're going to get Deadpool and Wolverine in Fortnite? I'm like, mate, fucking slow, dude. Beat you by a week, champ. Beat you by a week. So as the preeminent world's best Fortnite leaker, got another one. I'm quite excited about this one. Now, remember, Epic and their stupid fucking timing, yeah, you're probably going to assume that we're now in the month of June. So you're like, oh, The Boys? That means The Boys in Fortnite will probably be really soon because the TV show's coming back. This is Epic. They'll probably put The Boys in 3 years' time. They won't care about the timing of the TV show coming back. But I have been told that we should be getting The Boys in Fortnite. Characters from The Boys. I'm like, fuck yeah.
So you can have
Look how cool that'll
Homelander
be.
drinking like Ariana Grande's boob milk.
I don't know who they
It's
are.
Fortnite. You can do
I didn't
anything.
get specifics on which characters from The Boys. It just said characters from The Boys in Fortnite, which will be cool. I will spend money on those.
You'll
I
spend
don't know if I'll
money
get
on anything.
Homelander. I'd definitely get, what's his face?
Butcher.
Carl Urban.
Oh, yeah.
Butcher.
Because
Yeah.
he looks like you.
I'd definitely get Butcher. I don't know who else. Starlight. I mean, they all fit. They all fit. Like, there's already characters in Fortnite that kind of look like them.
It's almost like Fortnite has made a fortune ripping off other things, allegedly.
Yeah.
And then those things are like, all right, you're big enough, you can find whatever. We'll make money now too.
Do I mention the other one that I got told?
Nope, mute button.
No, from Fortnite.
I don't know. It's scary. Hey, corporate
is
is breathing down my neck.
Because this one is another one that I've always wanted, and I got really excited. I might mention it anyway because I got really excited, and hopefully I don't get in trouble.
I'm randomly muting you all the time.
I got told Lionoh. From
Oh no, they got Lionoh.
No snarf, no buy.
I'm like,
Yeah, I want snarf, man.
If Lionoh's come in, then surely that means other Thundercats are coming. I'm like, oh my god, Thundercats, yes. I'm like, Lionoh, yes. I will buy Lionoh. And he'd have that sword as his fucking
Pickaxe.
Oh, come on, that'd be so good.
Sure.
It'd be amazing.
Yep. I'm happy for you.
So yes, the boys and Lionoh.
And that's the show.
Yeah. It is. It's
the end.
That's the end. That is.
This is the end music.
It's been a blast. I've had a really fun show. I don't think I've laughed that much in a while. Like I actually was dying.
Oh man, it's full on.
But hey now, 1 week till the showcase. Grease that pole. Wax on, wax off. Kill the spider on the ceiling.
I'm putting up chow for now, and I'm about to hit the button. So do you feel?
He really wants to go. I think Jesse's got something to do.
But
Ladies and
honestly,
gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
We have a lot of shit
hanging
coming
out
up.
with you.
We have a lot of content coming. So
Yeah,
much this
there's
week.
so much stuff coming.
There's like 8 more live streams in the next 2 weeks, at least, conservatively. So while there may not be a ton of reviews, there's going to be a lot of news. There's going to be a lot of live streams. We're planning to co-stream Summer Game Fest proper. We'll do the 3 hours of the Keeleys, the Day of the Devs, and the friggin' third one that I can't remember as Nick keeps turning the volume up. Which is
I love it.
I didn't touch it.
Weird. It just kept getting louder. I don't know why. But
Just wait for that drop, mate.
yeah. Oh, and then Devolver Digital. Then we'll do obviously the Xbox show. It'll be me, Ursel, and Nick most likely, and then we'll do Ubisoft Forward. So lots of shit. Anything else that comes up? We got the Predictions podcast next Saturday.
Yeah.
Probably be a big one. Go through
I
every.
think we'll be
hub
dropping
again.
Xbox Era's very own prediction article early in the week. We haven't let Nick anywhere near it, so rest easy.
It's actually predictions.
I will say one last big awesome thing as we're clubbing our way out of here. Big thank you to everybody watching. Big thank you to our community. XboxEra as a website, as our thing, had its best ever month. This month just gone in May. Like biggest month in terms of views, biggest month ever in terms of everything. And I think in total between the team, we published over 213 articles, including reviews, news, whatever.
It's like 217, I think it was.
217. I mean, like our target was 200, and we didn't think we were going to make it, and then we sailed right
We
through
did
it.
39 in the last 2 days. Because why not?
It's awesome, and again, you guys watching make this stuff possible. You give us the opportunity to go ahead and provide this kind of coverage, and we love you for it, regardless of what they joke. I actually do love all the patrons. If you want to become one, so I can love you even more, head to patreon.com/XboxEra. Until then, it's going to be a crazy week. I fly out to LA on Thursday.
Yeah, so probably no
and then
headlines.
land on Thursday. Yeah, so probably no headlines on Thursday. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be out there. Proven from our team is going to be joining me. He's a California native, and we'll bring you the best coverage that we can to the things we get to see. See you then. See you next time. See you on Tuesday for headlines.
What is it you can't face?
I can face
What is
everything.
it you can't face?